All right, welcome everyone to the episode
Good morning.
24.
Good
It's
morning,
going
guys.
fast.
Morning.
Good morning. Um, yes, it's going pretty fast already. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. JP here, my brother
Max
Max,
Gimenis,
and Ann from Bauer House.
another representative from Bro House.
Another
No,
women.
that's
We
good.
want to bring more women as possible.
Yes,
To
that's
grow
awesome.
like our goals to
Yeah.
grow jiu-jitsu and women jiu-jitsu as well, or see more women on the mats.
Me too. And thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Brave Kimonos. Brave Kimonos is the best jiu-jitsu gear you're gonna find out there, guys. Go to bravekimonos.com and use a discount code. What is it called?
PBJJF, PBJJF.
PBJJF discount code, and you receive 10% off. And if you're a school owner, PBJJF Brave Kimonos has a wholesale account where you can go apply for this account, and then you can purchase the products with special discount for you to resell in your academy. And of course, you can see your students looking sharp. And if you look sharp,
You perform better,
you
man.
perform
You
better.
should look good
You
to
know.
perform good.
And I actually there's a new gi being launched by Brave, and they sent me a gi. I tried out. It's amazing. I'll admit, I already use for my school, but I really like this model that came out.
Black
Maybe I
on black,
show.
you
Maybe
know.
I show them.
You
yeah,
got the black on black or
black
white
on
on
black.
white?
The black on black. Maybe I can
Black
show
wax
here.
clean.
Yes,
I
clean,
like
look
it.
awesome.
Very good.
I trained once on that gi. Maybe I can give away on that gi here. Maybe would you guys like it? The
Yeah,
giveaway.
what's the size? A2?
A2,
A2.
A2, and I have the rash guard too. So maybe we do a giveaway some.
That's a
maybe
good
on the
idea.
podcast.
We can do like with
Let's
the
do.
people comment, send questions. We get the
Comment,
names
send
and you do a
questions.
giveaway with this.
Comments and questions.
Like, subscribe in the channel,
subscribe,
and share
and
with your family.
support, share with everybody.
That's the way to support us. You know what I mean? If you like, man, just click on the button, boom, like, comment, send like to your friends. That's a good way to support us, and we.
And it publicizes.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be able to keep doing this longer, match good people again, you know what I mean? Get a good conversation. That's the best way you guys have to support us.
That's true.
Yeah. My
And-
daughter has the rash guard. And I
Nice.
have two of the spats. Are nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Cool.
That's great. And you go to support us. You go to PBJJF tournaments. You can go to pbjjf.smoothcomp and find the closest tournament in your area. And you should travel around as well to meet other people and compete against people from different areas. And just let you guys know, this month we have Washington D.C. Open, May 20th. We have Pittsburgh, May 21st.
Back to back.
Back to back. And June, New Jersey.
First time in New Jersey. That's
First
a good.
time in New
Yeah, I
Jersey.
gotta tell this. First time in New
Charlotte.
Jersey.
Lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be-
man, a
it'll
lot
be
of
good.
people ask
Yeah.
to us to go into New Jersey, keep like found a good date or whatever, and we figure out
There's a
we.
huge amount
Yeah.
of schools there.
True.
And you guys run a clean tournament. Like,
Yeah, thank
because the
you.
DC one, I'm like, I was telling my girls, I'm like, get in there.
Yeah,
All my
nice.
ladies at the gym,
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
it's a good
Thank you,
tournament.
thank you for the
Thanks for
support.
letting me
Yeah,
know. And Charlotte, Spring, Philadelphia, Spring, and our first Pan Ams. Hey, you can't miss this, guys. You should complete all of the ones I told you and this one as well. First Pan Ams. That's the time to put
tell
your
them
name
what
in
we're
there.
gonna do with the black belts to like help them to don't.
For black belts, we're doing the will be the first at the tournament. Will be black belts. So
It's like
they're
early in the
also
morning.
coaches,
Oh,
so
cool.
they can compete. They can coach their students afterwards, and without
then can
being
get
like nervous.
Yeah.
you know.
Get that out of the way.
Get that out of the
and
way,
then they
and
can
then
focus
just
on
have
their
fun,
students.
yeah.
And out
That's a
there,
good
like
idea.
we get a more telespectator there.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes black belts go end the day, man, everybody tired or wet. There's nobody there to watch the
Everybody's
black
brain
belts.
dead from
Yeah.
coaching and
About to be,
everything.
And then like when you do in the morning, man, people can get there, watch your
Yep.
coach, support your team, and then fight later. You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Good idea.
True,
Very
yeah,
good.
that's the way to go. And make sure you guys go to pbjjf.smoothcomp.com and sign up for a event right now. Not right now, after this.
Hey, and did an interview twice on a tournament.
Yeah.
I think
Was it
I-
DC?
on DC.
Yeah.
Somebody asked
Yeah.
her like I don't know who run that, but like somewhere else like I think you
It was
did it.
JP.
Like ask like what we can do to bring more women to the mat. You know,
Yeah.
some of these guys don't see that yet. I would like to tell again what you think like we can do or like what the girls can do to like get more sign ups and big brackets because that's a problem sometimes we don't
It
have
is.
many girls.
And that's a-
we mix the
That's a
the
problem as
and-
in the even in the bigger tournaments.
And the
as well.
girls complain. I'll tell them, support.
Yep.
You don't have to complain. You want to you want to spotlight you
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. And you guys run it, excuse me, really on time, which for me, I can only speak because I had, I have a mom and I have kids and everything. I mean, they're grown now, but especially when I started competing, that was a big thing. When I was going to tournaments, I'm like, I wanted something to run on time. I didn't want to stand there all day.
Yeah.
But you guys do that in one time, and it's run very smoothly at one time. Your refs are good. That's another thing, you
That's
go to a
important, too.
lot of these local tournaments, and that's what you sometimes struggle with. And I always explain to my girls anytime, because I have a lot of women in my class, and a lot of them are my age or close, and they have kids and they've got other stuff going on and they're nervous, and I'm like, this is the best place to do it. This is a tournament that it's run smoothly. It's run on time. You get like 15-20 minutes, but from the time that you guys set that the brackets out, it's really close. It's not far at all. You get fair tournaments. And I know I've always encouraged, that's another thing that I've noticed with a lot of women in competing. And I tell the ladies all the time, I'm like, look, especially at white and blue belt, in my experience, what I've dealt with is I started competing at white belt, and I did as many as I could locals. I did a few bigger ones, but I did the locals kind of to get myself kind of
get more exposed,
Yeah,
prepare
yeah.
yourself for the big ones. Yeah.
I mean, when I started competing, I hadn't competed since high school in basketball, so it was something new. But yeah, that was an important thing. And then traveling distance, that it's close and everything. But the more women that step up and kind of like show up for these and kind of get over their fear of competing, because you're going to see the increase. And I've seen an increase from when I started competing back in 2017 is when I started.
That's what bro,
Yeah.
you get a black belt fast. Oh yeah, I like it.
I was a dinosaur when I
That's
started.
good.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah, fast
yeah.
paced.
I did I did the New York Open as my first tournament.
Cool.
As a white belt.
Good one. A lot of
Yeah.
Yeah,
people-
I
Yeah.
fight a lot in New York. I tell everybody
Yeah.
nobody beat me in New York. I'm like,
I actually remember seeing you 2018 New York, I think it was a BJJ Pro.
BJJ Pro.
And I
Yeah,
watched you suplex somebody from
Yeah.
across the room. I was like, oh my. So I was like, who is that guy?
who's that fatty crazy guy?
No, it was like, whoa. Everybody stopped and we looked over. Everybody in the Nat Dolman gym looked over. I forget who you suplex. I don't even know. It was just,
That fight is great. He coming, he choose Mohammed. He's
That's
from town.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Me,
yeah.
me and Mohammed, we fight a lot. Oh my god, we fight since we purple belt. Thanks, I win that one because I really need that money on that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll come in here probably this month. We try to figure out the day too. He just should
Yeah.
open his school too.
Yeah.
In Alexandria, I think so.
oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
he's a very nice guy. We're friendly,
I've met him before.
Yeah.
He's come up to Bower House to train
Cool.
and help cross train too. So
Nice. We do some wars on the mat, but outside hang out, eat something.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no,
it's
I
nothing
just,
changed.
but yeah, I was older when I started jiu-jitsu. So
Mature.
mature.
Mature,
Thank you.
yeah.
I like that word. Mature. My kids might tell you differently.
That's interesting to see. Like because I see you a lot. Like I remember you competed at the trap. You won the
That
trap
was where I met you, yeah.
tournament, yeah, the
Yeah.
trap one,
Yeah, that was
trap
actually
invitational.
that was actually I'd started doing a lot of more like my blue belt. I hit it pretty hard, and that's where I think it was the last time I competed at adult. Yeah, because I think
Lauren, yeah, you
was
competed against
the. I
Lauren.
think she was the oldest one that I went against. I think she was only like 30 at the time,
30,
or
yeah,
30 or
30.
31. So
It was a
but
good match. I think you got,
it
was it a
was.
final? Was that a
Like that.
final?
Oh, shout out for Laura. She just delivered a
Yes,
baby like
congrats.
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
Beautiful
yeah.
baby
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, I will
Beautiful.
tell one
Congrats.
thing that I never seen. She trained until her last week before delivering
Good
the
for
baby.
her.
Good,
I was
good.
like, Lauren, like you're a superhero. Like I was really impressive.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know.
Yeah, and I mean, I know because I've had friends that have been pregnant, they just kind of switch up the way they train and everything, obviously, for the growing stomach. But yeah, she's one that her and I went against a couple times. I think I went against her on a Grappling Industries and and then the trap and everything.
yeah.
But yeah, it was Lauren, Yana, and Leah Mays was in the finals.
True.
Yeah,
Nice. Good bracket.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Are
was a
they still
really
training?
I think Leah is. I know, obviously Lauren, is,
Lauren,
and
yeah.
Yana is too. I just actually saw her
Oh, yeah.
at Pans.
That's good to see that.
Yeah,
Like everybody moving up and sticking
yeah,
with it. You know.
yeah. It's
Sometimes you look back, it's like, oh, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Where is it? You know.
yeah. Well, it's like who you start with. You know, you'll start with a whole bunch of people and they drop off. You know, you get the blue belts that
And
get
they
their
quit.
blue belt and they quit.
But I'd say blue belt is the easy belt to get, the harder one to leave. Most of the
is.
people quit on the blue belt.
It's such a long belt.
Yeah.
It's
True.
from where I got mine in January of 2018, and then I got my purple belt in 2019, August of 2019, and then like the growth from when you start to when you're done, like, I mean, I got my blue belt the next week. I'm going, why did they give this to me? I have no idea.
The white belts is still beating me up, but that's crazy.
It's horrible.
But I think we talked about this before too, but I think that's why people quit, because they get blue belts.
Yeah.
And the purple belts and brown start to go a little bit more harder.
Oh, yeah.
And the white belts is still
They're
good.
like,
No,
"Ooh,
for
you're a
this,
blue
you know,
belt. Let me
they
go get
try
ya."
kill that. I was like, man, if I do good on the blue belt, maybe I'll start to get close to my blue
Yeah.
belt, you know?
Yeah,
And then
every-
like it's hard
is.
rounds all the time.
Yes, it is. But yeah, blue belt is one you see a lot of people get to it. And then there's also stuff like, you know, you have a lot of like women, I know, especially if they have children, you know, when I started, I actually was really blessed with an awesome first partner. And because I have a ladies group, you know, a class, and there's a ton of them. And when I started jiu-jitsu, and I started at TCA in PA, it's a MMA school, and it was under Round Table, under Brad Souders and Bobby Knotts, and TCA is under Josh Hummer.
They are coming strong to DC.
What is it?
They're coming strong with a strong
They
team to
are.
DC,
They
DC
are.
Open.
Yeah. No, yeah. Brad will get them all together. And
They're
then,
coming.
and he's kind of expanded it because there's several other schools under Round Table as well.
Like affiliations.
Yes, yeah, he's kind of grown that, and they were great coaches, especially in the beginning, and that's who I got my blue belt under. But when I first started the gi, you know, most of the time you're walking into a group of men, and you know, it's a little
Intimidating.
It can be
Intimidating, yeah.
intimidating. I mean, I was 39 when I started, so I was like, well, yeah, I don't have anything to lose, and I walked in. But when I had started, his one purple belt girl, she was the only girl in there at the time, and she had just come back from having a baby, and she had been with Brad and Bobby since she was 15 casts, and she was my size, my weight, my height, my size, and she and she dealt with my
So like, please stay around here. Don't quit.
she did. She came to class, and I know it was hard because she had a 2-year-old at the time. She was just coming back from after having her daughter and everything, and getting that balance back. But yeah, I was really blessed and fortunate to have her start me and kind of go side and push me. And
That's
and she
awesome.
also dealt with me being a flailing white belt. So
That's awesome. But I feel
kudos to her.
I feel more women who have on the mat is easy for the new ones too, you know.
Yeah.
Now I have Marcia teaching 2 times a week women's class from my school, and like every woman do a trial with her.
Yeah.
Man,
They love it.
they love it.
Yeah.
99.9 sign up.
They
you know?
sign- yeah.
Yeah, because like they have like a black belt woman
Yeah, they
teaching her, and they're
see
like,
where
oh
you
my
can
god,
get.
it's possible. It's not just for huge boys. You know what I mean?
And that's the most important thing, when you can walk in and go, you know, I just remember looking, and when we would roll, she would just kick my ass. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna ever get to this level. There's no like, and you get frustrated, and you have the nights where you drive home with no music on, just thinking about how awful your jiu-jitsu is.
What I do to my life.
Oh my gosh, I hate this. Why do I keep doing it? Because you love it.
That's right.
That's great.
And we'll talk about this, right? Like
Yeah.
the importance of the environment.
Yes.
Right? Like how important it
Huge.
is to have an environment to welcome women.
Yeah.
You know, like a group of people that support women on
Yeah.
the mat.
And I, Chris Bauer, who was on here a couple weeks ago for you guys, he gave me, when I joined with Bauer House, and I'd cross train with Bauer House for a long time, and I'd gotten to know everybody in there, but he gave me a really amazing opportunity with the women's program
Nice.
at Bauer House, and the amount of women that I have there, and the atmosphere that they are just phenomenal. Not to go, give a little bit of background. I started at 39. I have two daughters, and I started them training at 8 and 6, and I sat on the sidelines watching. I took them to kids class 3 times a week, and I would watch them train, and I didn't train for 4 years. They were like 10 and 12
What
when
a
I trained.
waste of
Yeah, oh my God.
But you know what? I'm glad I did it that way. Like I always think, I'm like, if I had 5 more years to start again, like 5. But I'm glad I also did it because they were so young, and I got to be there for everything, and it was focused on
Yeah.
them. And then when I had
But all the
39
parents should start right now.
yeah, I know. Well, that's the amazing thing about our house. Like a lot of the females that I have, the women that I have started, a lot of them are they started when I started the women's class. They had have their kids, and they would bring them in, and then they saw
We're like, oh, you got a women's group here.
yeah, and it took away a lot of the intimidation, I think, for some of them, and they started training, and I have several of my ladies that Sonia, Delise, I mean Danielle, and then I have my upper belts, Allison, Jess, Jenny,
Nice.
Allie. Like there's, and I know I'm not going to hit everybody's name because there's a ton of them,
I
but
wanna meet them personally at the PBJJF.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what?
it
I will tell them. I'll be
Competing. I
like,
wanna
yeah.
see them
Well, and you-
competing. I'll be there.
I know
I
you
will
will.
be there.
Yeah, because I had told the one girl that she got her IBJJF card, and she was wanting to step it up and do another bigger tournament, and I'm like, you know what, May 20th's coming around, and I already checked, there's somebody in your division, so but yeah, there is so many of them that have started just similar to me, so not to get too teary, but I do see a lot of myself in them, waiting, and then all of a sudden they step up.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because they don't just take my class, but they take the co-ed classes. They started with my class, and now they take co-ed Monday and Wednesday, gi class. They take the no gi after my class on Tuesday and
I
Thursday.
feel like as a black belt mobility, that's just like a easy entrance
Yes.
to then get on a mat.
Yeah.
After they get on the mat, they will be comfortable to jump in any class. No gear, men's into competitions or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like, cause they're already welcome and they feel part of these.
Yeah, and it gives them. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, sorry. I don't think it's only women black belt because I teach the women's net workshop, and they join after that. They just feel there's not women everywhere. We have to build them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Right. My our highest women is pregnant right now. Like I have to take that spot. Hey, I have to
And,
help
yeah.
women to get on the man.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter is a women or a man.
Yeah.
All the like there's plenty of schools that don't have the women as you.
Yeah.
But they have the head instructor that should
Step.
guide them
Exactly.
and help them.
And that's what
you
it
know,
is.
even make creating that women's only class taught by a male.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And
but just having that group.
But if you have that group, and like I said, it started in the women's class, and then when they started trickling over to the other classes, that makes the other women
yes,
more comfortable. You're not surrounded. It's not, there's like, okay, there's 5 of us women in there. And I always tell the girls that come in and want to start, especially if they're starting from zero training, which is how I started. I had no prior training when I started. I just, I took, like 8 women's self-defense seminars on the side, and then I, got into the training. But I'm like, look, you can tell they're nervous. Some of them are younger, and you can tell they're nervous. I'm like, go to the co-ed classes. You're always going to have a woman there in the evening. There's usually no less than about 2 or 3 other ladies that we have. Oftentimes there's more. There's usually 5 or 8. So it's been amazing to be able to teach them, and they let me teach them,
No,
which,
that's awesome.
which is a privilege.
I agree with you, JP. I don't disagree, but I feel like when you have a woman teach, women make easier. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I try to
True,
say.
true.
Yeah.
But I think
Make that interest like way easier.
I
Yeah.
don't think you have to wait for that because
No, don't
then
wait,
jiu-jitsu,
do it.
women
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu won't
No.
grow. You have the head instructors should step up and do it.
Man,
Yeah.
the
themselves.
rapport, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so women's only class, the head instructor can do it.
Yeah.
You know, a male
Oh, yeah.
can run that program.
Oh, absolutely.
And creating that women class environment for them. You know,
Absolutely.
But when you have opportunity to have
When you
like
have-
a
of course,
black belt,
yeah.
and that's gonna be good because
Yeah.
like also we don't see many schools pay for women's teaching. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
need to change this because we have black belts, women's black belt around.
Yeah.
We just need to find a way to pay that then, you know,
Yeah.
or encouraging her to start these programs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's
Yeah,
that's
and-
what I feel.
It's hard though. It is. I mean, I was fortunate in that there was already a lot of women that were interested, but I know it's hard as you grow, but once you start it, man, it just
Yeah.
just goes.
but we have to plant the seeds.
Like
Yes.
this, it's-
It's like,
yeah.
you know, you want something to grow, you have to plant the seeds. Women jiu-jitsu is not as big right now,
Yeah.
but I believe it will be bigger than men.
I
will.
watch.
I would.
Hey,
I
I'll tell you
can't wait
why.
to see
Because
that.
women needs more jiu-jitsu than us.
Yeah.
Who needs more jiu-jitsu, men or women?
Yeah.
You park your car, you think about, I don't know you, but majority of women, they look like, oh, is there a place for me
That's
to park?
safe.
Yeah.
Is the
whatever.
lights here? I don't care about that. I don't think about that. Women think
Yes.
every single time.
Yeah. And it's,
Where they're going.
Yeah.
Like, even in a clinic.
Yeah.
where- is there women in it? You know, like, that's kind of like
It's
safe,
well.
whatever.
a big thing.
Training did, and it does give you a certain amount of confidence, especially, and then also like competing will do it too. Like I was talking to my one student, and she did her first competition at the PBJJF the other month, and she was very nervous about it, and as everybody is, I don't
Yeah.
know
Everybody.
anybody
I
who
don't
says
know.
they're not nervous competing.
They lie.
You should get nervous.
Exactly.
Hey, you should get
Exactly.
nervous signing up.
Yes,
You
you
sign
do.
up.
But I'm always like, sign up, because then you can't take it back.
When
I mean,
you train
can.
harder,
Yeah.
when you train harder towards that goal, you have like something already like click in your head. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
competing. I gotta train harder. I gotta
Yeah.
push myself.
You will. I always tell the girls, and it's the way I was brought up with competing, is no matter whether you win or lose or how good you do, you're still gonna get better. You're always gonna get better. And honestly, whether you win or lose, it's metal. And you're gonna take away the experience every time. And I know everybody's like, "Oh, I want to win." Yeah, I want to win. Everybody
definitely.
wants to win.
Everybody wants to.
Yeah.
But we can't take away the experience you have when you
No.
lose. For real, like sometimes I win and I forget how I win. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
man, how I finished this match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That
Like
happened to me too.
the match I lost, I never forgot.
Yeah.
Never. I still remember and like that.
But
that
the ones you mess up on, you're like,
They
"Oh,
make
I
it better.
remember."
Therefore,
You go back and train.
go
Yeah.
back and try fix that.
Yeah.
But like when you win, like
And sometimes you win by like a advantage. You made a lot of mistake and
And you're like, "I wanted to win differently
I want,
than
yeah,
that."
but sometimes
Yeah.
you win like I won. I don't have to work. It's like,
No, you
make
gotta
a lot of
work.
mistakes.
they got
Yeah.
work. But most of the time you forgot what you did.
And one thing that we do with technology nowadays is we have live streaming events, so
Yeah.
you can go back and rewatch them. We never. I
Yeah.
was like
It makes a huge difference.
You know, when I was competing very often, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
as
I always
much as,
hated
you know,
watching.
like
Yeah. No, we didn't. I mean,
you know.
if somebody was taking
Now
your
they
match,
don't like PBJJF's the only tournament that
that has that.
does that. You know,
It's good. I always tell the girls, I'm
For all
like,
the events.
watch. Yeah, because then you go back, especially if it's when I always hated the ones watching the ones where you bombed yours, because you have to watch it. You're like, I gotta watch this, and you're like, oh, here it comes. This is when I messed up.
I hate to rewatch the match I lost, but it's important. It's
It
important.
is. It makes a huge difference because you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. But
that happens.
yeah,
And so, going forward, how do you see jiu-jitsu, women jiu-jitsu growing? In what direction? How you see that growing? And how do you think? What do you think we should do to make it bigger?
And that is, so I see it growing, and I've seen it grown since I've started in it, and I've only been in it for 7 or 8 years. I started in 2016, but it's grown hugely. Like now, you pretty much go to every gym, and there's at least one or two women, whereas before you go to gym, there's no one.
No one.
No. And also, the more women that step up to compete, in my opinion, and I know there's other avenues, but we set the standard. So if we step up to compete and other women see us step up to compete, then they're also going to go, okay, she can do it. I can do it. And I think that's where you're going to see the most growth is women being, and I know with my class, my ladies in class, a lot of them have kind of overcome that first fear of stepping up to compete and taking that step, and it's empowered them in a lot of ways, and they want to do it again, and the more you have that, and also it's the right atmosphere too, having an atmosphere that makes the women feel safe. And I don't mean safe as in like coddled safe, but like, I'm not going to get hurt, but these people are going, this is fun. They're going to push me. It's a hard thing because I know I always tell the girls, I'm like, I'm not going to hurt you when I roll. Because a lot of them are nervous. It's a close, you're doing a combat sport. So you're going to be right up next to somebody and their sweat's going to drop in your face. And it's if you're not used to it, I'm like, I'm never going to hurt you. I'm going to do stuff you don't like, but that's what makes you better. And once they start seeing, and then once I start seeing the growth in that, like I start seeing them, I'm like rolling with them, like, man, they're giving me a hard time. And I'm like, I got to step it up with them. And they're like, am I doing, they'll ask me after a roll, am I doing okay? I'm like, yeah, you're a pain in the butt to roll with.
And you see so much of the improvement, right? Sometimes you can see themselves.
Yeah.
But you see, like, when you roll, you see the
improvement. I had one of my ladies, and she has 3 kids in the kids program, and she's been training a little bit on and off. And then when she stepped it up with the women's class, she takes co-eds, and she did her first tournament at the Tap Out Cancer in Baltimore this past weekend.
Last week.
Shout out to Tap Cancer.
Tap Out Cancer,
They do
very
a
nice.
great job,
They're
but
doing
that's
a good
important.
Great cause, awesome.
And it was, I wasn't there to coach, and my upper belt Allison coached her, and she's like, she did so great. She goes, and it was all the different styles, because, as teachers, we all have different styles. You have a gym that's mainly this or that, but if you have a well-rounded gym, you have several different instructors with different styles, and it gives the students more of an ability to grow from that. And she goes, she was in the match, and she goes, it was beautiful. She goes, you saw the technique from JD's class, your class, Chris's, like, all come together, and how she melded it to her own. And I'm like, man, that's like the best thing ever to see.
And that's
that's
the jiu-jitsu, when like people get the techniques and adapt it for yourself. That's like, I tell this all the time, and sometimes I don't know, I show an arm bar. Boom. You show the same arm bar with one grip different, and then JP show another arm bar with another grip, and like who watching get like the best way they do it, and maybe he create another grip to fix it better to his game. But at the end, it's still the arm bar.
It's still the same arm bar. It's like my Toriando pass is different from several of the others at the gym. I'm like, it's still the Toriando pass, but it works. I've made it to where it works for me, and but less. I mean, we're all different sizes. We're all not built the same. We're not, so you have to adjust it for your body frame, body style, the way your body moves. And that's what I tell the girls. I'm like, there's certain things I can't do that Chris does phenomenally, but I'm built differently than Chris. And, he plays a beautiful half guard game. I wish I could play that half guard game, but it is not one that my body ever does naturally. So, But I do a lot of De La Riva, and I know he doesn't do the De La Riva as much, but it's adapting.
share.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but he invests on that. He go to Brazil all the time
He-
to get the prize.
De La
He got like
Riva,
that one the
he's
wall
there.
De La Riva. No?
He's
I
there now
still
with the
invest on the
sensei.
De La Riva now.
Yeah, he's there now with Vicente. They took the kids down from.
That's a cool
yeah.
thing too. They bring kids for Brazilian
Yeah.
national. No, that's a really nice.
Yeah, and yeah, because I rolled with those kids shortly before they went down there. Oh,
Yeah.
they're killers.
Yeah, I wrote a couple of days to jump in. I'm there for the belt promotions
Yeah.
on Vicente.
Yeah.
And the year, a friend of my pet got his black belt, And after we did some rounds, I rode Gabriel
Oh,
and
I
another
did.
kid. I'm like, oh my god, that kid's getting good, man.
Oh.
Like 11, 12 years old, doing like beating ball or whatever, like export. I'm like, oh, my time is not like this, man. When 11 years old, it's two tanks, double
Yeah.
leg,
Yeah.
Toriano pass, and from bottle flower sweep. That's why the kids do it. Now it's like,
He's done. I mean, I rolled with him and Bane, and then his other student Jason, who I've known Jason for a while, and just like they're whooping you, and it's such a clean, smooth technique, and you're like, I can't stop this from happening. There's nothing, but it's like you're in awe of the
and
technique.
Ben getting big,
Yeah.
He like,
Yeah.
like super tall.
And he's got gorgeous hair. I
Yeah.
told him, I'm like, that's not fair. You have that gorgeous hair. And VJ's like, he's always giving him a hard time
He's
about
getting,
it.
he fought by name is on blue belt already. That's cool.
Yeah, I
that
think-
kid is really good. Big
Very
talent.
good.
Big talent.
Very good. But yeah, and actually I went, we had Louisa Montero a couple weeks ago. What a privilege to be able to train with her. And being able, speaking about the women, like the women all came and they got to see, this is, and I've watched, like Louisa's phenomenal.
She's phenomenal. She's,
Oh, phenomenal.
and
really nice.
She's very nice person.
Very nice. Very nice.
We
But
tried bringing her here. Unfortunately, don't work.
I know
It's
she
like
wasn't
short,
here
short
too
to
long.
notice. Yeah, short notice is
Yeah.
hard.
We brought Talita.
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 Treta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was able to make it.
But it was just really cool to see, and I think that helps too. Like Louisa coming and those women being able to see, okay, this is where you can get to. If you want to push yourself and get to that level, this is and her views on competition and training, like she's the one, because it is something, and I do like we do train with men very regularly, and that's okay. But especially if you're competition, I'm like, you need to be able to train with other females. You want the closest to what you're gonna get in a competition, and you can get really. I have a lot of great male training partners that I go to, but if I'm the more females you have to go against, and Louisa pointed out, we're not built like men. And I always like everybody's like, I want to, females, I want equality. We want equality, but do jiu-jitsu, you'll figure it out real quick. Physicality is a difference. Upper body strength is a difference. If you really want to test yourself, go against women. And the more higher belted women, the more competitive women you go against will push you in your game.
Right.
And she also said, go with the juveniles.
Yeah,
She's like, that's,
they go.
yes. She goes,
They want
they don't care.
destroy you.
Yeah.
Right? They have no respect on the
Yeah.
They go.
She's like, go with the
And
juveniles.
they're not heavy enough to hurt you, right?
No, and and that's one of the things I'm like, you can last a huge amount longer, and it doesn't matter whether you're losing the whole round, you can survive and still keep going.
And they don't get tired, right? They
No.
just keep
Oh, they
going.
got
They like
endless gas.
10
in the
minutes,
tank.
20 minutes,
And
whatever.
they get
Yeah.
tired and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I need to rest. 10 seconds in, I'm ready. I was like,
And you're like, wait a minute, I got another round. I gotta sit out.
I need 5 more minutes. Sorry.
But yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, she was like big. She's like, go with other women and go as hard as the juveniles are great to go with.
I think about one thing all the time, like jiu-jitsu is about technique.
It is.
If you're not able to defeat someone bigger than you because your technique's not there yet,
Yeah.
it's all about technique,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
the guy is bigger than you, you have to figure it out. You have to
Yeah.
be as technical as possible.
You-
The problem when the big ones is technical too.
No, you gotta be more technical. Hey, that's the thing. No, that's the thing. Now, how do you solve that problem?
Be more
Be
technical.
more
Yeah,
technical.
yeah,
You're
because-
not technical enough.
Yeah.
You know, you roll as max. Man, I gotta work on my technique.
Yeah.
because it's not
Timing-
working. You
timing
gotta
and
make it.
technique.
You know, like someone bigger than
Yeah.
you. You know, like it's different. I train someone bigger, max size.
Yeah.
I manipulate them. Boom. You train Max. His technique is up here. You gotta,
Figure
you
it
know,
out.
like his size and
He's
technique.
got
You have
both.
to, you know.
You
Like,
got it both.
That's
Yeah.
but you have to be more technical.
You do.
You
You're-
have always women. That's why
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu is great for women.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You know, most
Yeah.
of the time you're not gonna have the size,
yeah.
but you can work on the technique.
In your margin of error, your room for error is, especially when you're going with somebody bigger, is you know, you make that faulty mistake, that's going to cost you. You don't want to get
Yeah.
stuck in their side controller,
That's true,
their hand
yeah.
guard. But yeah, it's one of those things. I do stress with the women. I'm like, you know, go out, because we have a great we have a whole bunch of males that I'm like, look, if you are nervous about training with them, these guys will push you, but they're also not gonna. They're
Hard
not gonna.
to.
Exactly. Yeah, because that is something that as I've gotten a little older, I am a little more particular on my roles with the bigger guys. I have a lot of great guys that I roll with, but I'm like, I'm picky.
Well, it's about
You have
to
but
be
like,
picky.
the culture on the mat, you
Yeah.
know, make this a little bit easier too. When
Yeah.
the instructor guy, they're like, hey, you go roll with somebody smaller than you don't need to, but like you're
No.
crazy strength all the time.
No.
Like
You have to learn how to train someone smaller.
yeah, I'm a big guy, but like man, I'm able to train like with the rooster weights or
Exactly.
whatever, like without hurt then,
Yeah.
and it's still giving them like a harder rounds. They give me hard rounds because
You can make it competitive
yeah,
without making
because
it.
I always have that problem. I have before, like when I live in Brazil, I have a lot of big guys.
Yeah.
But when I moved to SA, like 2018, it's like not much big guys around to train. I need to learn how to train
Yeah.
with these small guys and make they come back, because like
Yeah.
if I figure out to
You
train,
want them to
and
come
like,
back.
and I just be on top with my knees on the ground, like he's strong over
Yeah.
on the pass, over on the pass. Nobody want to come back like that, man. Max don't want to train into me. He just want to smash me.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's not a conducive role. You're not learning anything. Neither one of you is getting better at that point, and you're trying to push each other. But you know, you're trying to push yourself in a way that you're both being able to progress, and that's a trick, and that's honestly that's a bit of an art form in itself when you're trying to get that. It's the ability to flow, especially when you are that much bigger than somebody, or you're bigger and your more advanced skill set. That is when you find those gems. I always call them gems to be able to flow. I have a couple people that I can do that with. We'll roll like 3 rounds straight through, and they're like 6 or 7 minute rounds, and I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
This is, and I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
technical, but it's pushing me.
I really believe that's comes from the top,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like,
is.
I push my students to be. I tell them like, you have to train with a kid. Are you gonna break the kid?
Yeah,
You need to learn
Yeah.
how to train with a child.
Yeah.
yeah,
Give them a good roll and not break them.
Yeah.
You know, that's bottom line.
yeah.
And I think sometimes that happens because we try to make people tough in the beginning. You gotta make them technical. It's gonna take a longer
Yeah.
journey,
It's
but
a
they're
long
gonna
journey.
stick with it.
Yeah.
Instead of making them tough,
Yeah.
like make them technical. Hey, it's gonna take more time,
It starts with
but we're
base
gonna
up.
build your base strong.
Yeah.
You know, not just because I always tell my students, every technical guy
Mm-hmm.
can be tough as
nails.
nails.
Yeah. Tough as
but
nails.
not
Then you
rough
Turn
guy.
that click easy after.
If
Yeah.
the guy knows how to only be rough, he can't be technical.
No, you
and
have
this guy not gonna last long.
No. Well, and that's a thing.
You know, then it will be like this, and this always breaks.
Yeah.
I think about water.
You only
right?
have so many.
You
of
flow
this.
around it.
Yeah.
Flow is mash.
Yes.
Without impact.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
kind of how you know.
I think I was watching Bia Mosquita. She had said something. Somebody had asked her. I saw a video clip of her. Somebody had asked her, how's the best way to train with women? And she said, flow like water around them. especially, if you're able to flow around them and give them that technical, it's true. You've got to be able to flow around them. And it's very true.
Yeah, because when I think about this, because I want my students to live the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. It's not like, no, doesn't need to be with me. Go anywhere.
Just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Yeah.
But I
Just
need
don't
to give
please.
them. I need to give them the tool. I cannot go home and think that I never gave them the tool they needed.
Yeah.
Because that might hurt them in the future. Because this impact breaks, right?
There's
this
Yeah.
flows.
It's longevity too.
Longevity.
And that's one of the things, like, everybody's, when you start out, I started out and I've rolled every round super hard, and you have so many of those, and then you start going, it's hard on your body.
Yeah.
And I have switched up the way I train a little bit, and you kind of get smarter. Yeah.
You're learning now.
Because you wake up in the
Yeah.
morning and you're like, oh,
I gotta train again today, but my
Yeah.
body don't
my
support
body
that.
said no.
I've been training over 20 years in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day in my life.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just I had knee surgery. I had to stop. I think Max the same, right?
Yeah.
So I still on the mats teaching 5, 6, 7 classes
And
per
you
day.
can do that because you found.
And I have to wake up the next day and do it again.
Yeah.
This pretty much
Same.
Monday through Monday.
Yeah.
So what if I train in a way that is dangerous, negligent? I'm not gonna be
Able
reliable for my
work the
students.
next day.
You
You
work
gotta
smarter,
get
not
back,
harder. Yeah.
Like, but you learn. When I was younger, teenage, I could destroy my whatever, right?
Yeah.
But now, like, hey, but this forced me to,
Learn.
yeah, like I'm glad I was 24 when I started like realizing that.
You were
You're young, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I moved to the US at 23, and then I was like, I pushed the guys really hard. I was like, what is everybody? Hold on.
They don't come back
But you
today.
don't. You want your
Yeah,
training
it's
partners
still
to come
Tuesday.
back.
It's
What is
still
everybody?
Tuesday, second day of the week.
Guys, and then next day is like, oh, man, I was so sore. It's like, I think I pushed too much the pace because I was
Yeah.
training for myself when I
Yeah.
moved, right? Black belt,
Yeah.
competing. I was like, oh, hold on, let's adapt this. Let's make this possible for everybody to train for longevity
Yeah.
and get the benefits of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because if they don't seek, they can't really get the benefits of what we can do, on the mats to
Yeah.
help our lives off the mat.
It's so when I started training, before I got into the gi, believe it or not, I started in stand up. I did Muay Thai, and I actually trained Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, and MMA, a mixture. When I had a small goal at 39 that I was going to do an amateur MMA cage fight.
Did
But
you want to do it?
I actually did as a bucket list. I was like,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I was like, you get to 39, you're like, well, I'm not getting any younger, so well,
Why not?
What the hell, And I started doing both, and gi was actually the last one that I went to. I did like Muay Thai first. I did no gi, and then I trained in the gi.
You did the upside.
I
Most of
did.
people
I
get,
did.
Get the gift
Yeah,
first.
you did it the other way. You're
Yeah.
getting it. Yeah. So I started that, and I just the gi was something that I hated it at first. I was like,
This guy's just
this
holding
is
me.
annoying. They are grabbing me, and like I couldn't move. And I remember I had all these bruises from the first night because your body,
Yeah.
your body's not used to it. And but when I did train the stand up, my coach, he's like, you only have so many only so many fights to bang, and you have to be able to train smarter. You can't always just bang, and it is the same with sparring. It's obviously the injury aspect is a little different from jiu-jitsu than MMA. You have a lot more, but yeah, you can only bang and lie and hard spar. Now, when I'm prepping for a tournament, that usually the last 2 to 3 weeks before the tournament, I'm going hard on my rolls, and that's the time that you really need to like turn up the pace and
push the
everything.
pace,
Yeah, but normally, there's times that I'll turn it up, but there's also times that I think you need to just be able to flow and concentrate on your technique.
Technique,
yeah. your
But I feel like
technique.
more technical you got it too. That's easy to turn
Yeah.
these on. You know what I mean? It's
And
like
it's-
even on a class, you do like a nice class. Like he told like he turned 3, he
Yeah.
hard out all the time, and people don't come back next class. But like when you start to building that guys But when then get to one point, you get a bunch of higher belts on a separate class, like in a like higher belts class. You can push the pace here a little bit more than over here. Over here in the beginning, nobody prepare.
No.
They're gonna do the warm up and go get tired if you push too much. Then I mean, go slow, make them get too ready to go harder. Then I mean,
And then it's built.
I think that's the way. Like most of schools, they think about competition first. I want to get the tough guys. No, it's up. We build a pool of 200-300 people.
Yeah.
And then you get 2-3% of those groups, and then
but
they
that's the
can-
group for real. It's like
Yeah.
They can
like,
become competitors, you know.
Yeah.
Like they are the ones that are willing to be. They're the ones
They
can
want
compete
that.
as hobbies. Hey, go have fun.
Once in a
with that,
while.
You know,
Yeah.
Everybody
maybe
does
those
it,
guys.
for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever, I competed, and I always tell my ladies in class, I'm like, look, if you want to compete, that's fine. I chose it. I did it to challenge myself because I'm like, I'm doing this, and I'm one of those people. I want to push myself, and but if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
I say that
and
all the
the
time.
biggest thing, don't do it for anybody but you. You don't do it for because
But I really like it when they challenge themselves for try one,
Yes.
2 times.
Yeah.
Then I mean, we don't need
That's
to be a
great.
competitor, but like I feel the experience is great. They're just gonna give you like benefits. Then
Yeah.
I mean, that's not gonna.
Well,
if you choose a good tournament, so
Yeah.
then I
And-
mean,
And
it-
PBJJF.
yeah, but look, that's the reason we started. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't want to put like we're talking.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my students on those tournaments.
Yeah.
They're gonna hurt themselves. It's
Yeah.
not built for the growth of jiu-jitsu. Like, man, this is just like a random guy just throwing people around and do whatever.
for
It's like,
kids, is then I mean,
kids,
like
adult.
not
I don't
much is
want.
safely rules.
We don't want our students to compete those events.
no.
We got to do something that we believe. So PBJJF is
What we believe.
what we believe.
And I do like how you keep the rules set just like the bigger tournaments. I had the IBJJF tournaments. I think
And-
that's
That's
the
to
thing is-
get you guys prepare.
Yeah.
For real.
Like-
That's start like that because we don't. Or we have the little kids some like before, and we bring for a couple tournaments. I'm like, man, that rule's completely different. They do like a lot of things illegal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Dangerous.
danger, like
Negligence.
It's not right.
and some
then
people
we
like
start.
that, and I just I'm also like I need.
They
to
liking
I
to,
have a
hey,
day
they
job.
liking
I need
to, they
work,
have to
yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah.
They liking to, they get hurt.
Yeah.
Or someone get injured bad. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that you like it until it happens to you.
Yeah, and I have a day job, so I got to make sure everything
Hey.
works.
Most of the competitors at major events
Yeah.
are the same. They have
Even
their
the
jobs.
pros, even the pros.
Exactly.
You know, they
No,
have
it
their
is. You're
job.
right. You're very
They
right.
gotta come back and
Yeah.
leave normal. next
Very
day.
few of us do this full time.
Yeah.
You know.
But I get like my big titles on black belt,
Yeah.
teaching like 6, 7 classes a day.
They need to.
You know what I mean? Like I have a job and I'm a profiler on the same way. Then I mean,
Yeah.
and like
True.
that's most of the fighters, the competitors. Like you saw, like man, Tainan is almost the best competitor right now.
amazing.
He's still teaching, man. He still have
Yeah.
like his job on OJ. I don't know how many classes he teach, but he got some classes right there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Vitor Hugo teach. All
Yeah.
these guys teach. Then I mean, that's like. Most of them, like 1 or 2 don't, but most has like a
They
full-time
still
job.
got
so,
a
yeah.
job. They need their body to work. It's
Exact.
yeah.
Functional.
Yeah,
normal.
yeah.
Of course, there's accidents that can happen.
That's. I mean, you're dealing in a combat sport.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have possible
Yeah.
injuries.
Injuries,
But we
Yeah.
can
most people-
minimize the chance with rules.
Exactly, and that and smart training. Training smarter and not banging all
Yeah.
the time.
Sorry.
Making the time for and picking your partners well. Your training partners. So
You touched a point.
Yeah.
Because we want jiu-jitsu to grow. More people.
if they keep getting
you
hurt,
know,
it ain't gonna grow.
You want your students to come back the next day. Like you bring them for a tournament that's not safe.
Yeah.
It's there's a high chance of you not seeing that student back again. Because
And it limits
You know.
especially with the kids too. I had a couple. I've seen a couple of tournaments where the kids get in the arm bars and they call it before the kid taps, and I'm like, yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And I'm like,
We do it.
It's-
like
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
get mad, sorry, but we
that's for the kids.
most the
protection.
submission. If the
Exactly.
submission, because the kids
Yeah.
don't know the limit.
No, they
They
don't.
don't
They're
know.
so flexible.
They like I'm flexible. Then they're like, oh my god.
Flexible until you
Yeah.
get your arm hanging
we
on it.
train our referees to stop when it's there, when
Yeah.
they know it's.
We know when it's tight or not. Then I mean, when like that, most
Yeah.
or heifers is black belts. You know what I mean? They train for a while. They prepare. If like somebody connect to a Kimura or Americana or armbar, whatever, you know when it's tight enough. You know what I mean?
have
To like
seen
the
it
kid
snap.
defense or not.
Yeah, I
you
have
know?
seen people get snapped in a Kimura, and I mean the adult level.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yeah, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
So adults were more
we
open to like let them feel their limits.
Yeah.
But kids, hey,
No, you
Stop
gotta.
it.
for you adults.
Yeah.
we stop
Whatever.
because they can't. They don't know that.
The adults, it's on
No,
the line.
Man,
yeah.
you're responsible by your actions.
Right.
You know,
No, no,
it's
yeah.
there. That if you don't tap, it's your ego. It's your
That's
fault.
on you. Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
You should tap. You know what I mean? If like a legal move, the heifer
Yeah.
not gonna stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the rules,
Because
but
that's your choice.
But
you
that's a
make
good
it
rule
a
set. But
decision.
yeah, you can't protect. I mean, the adults are the
Yeah.
adults. You sign up, you
Yeah.
sign that waiver, and that's with any tournament, even the big ones. That, you know.
And but if we stop, then it's open for
Argument,
disagreement,
yeah,
argument. You know,
Yeah.
I could hold more. All right, you could hold more. You know, you're an
Yeah.
adult. You should know more.
yeah,
So
yeah.
But
more
we
about the
definitely
tap.
recommend
It's like
tap.
we
They
tap.
will remember if they didn't. Tap.
Yeah, hey, tap,
Do recommend, man. That tappy, that's like next
tap,
day.
and
we go.
train the next day. You know, it's like that cat man.
Yeah. Well, again,
Tap.
any tournament, and it's like anytime you still got to do the same thing on Monday. I still got to go into work on Monday. I still got to go train on Monday. It don't matter, what happens at the tournament.
Exactly.
Everything on Monday is still the same, and that's
Just gotta keep
yeah.
going.
But yeah, training smarter. That's what I stress to the girls: train smarter, harder.
Some, but I feel like every adult sometimes hold a little bit more than they need. One time on the purple belt,
Yeah.
words no gear. I come to fight. Back in the day, we don't train much no gear in Brazil. We still like that, a little bit slow now.
You're more geek.
But like way more gear.
Yeah.
But I get like the government pay me my ticket to come to SA to fight.
Yeah.
The words no gear, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go, and
Yeah.
I gotta go. I want to win now. I turn 2 weeks no get. Turn 2 weeks no get here like with a strategy, good strategy. Boom, follow the strategy. Get in the final with like a great wrestling in the final. Boom, 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 boom. We did a war, but I make two advantage. I have two advantage on here. And the mat he jump, I pull guard, and I'm like, whatever, I will be here. Like he's not gonna pass my guard, guys. I'm tired to west up with the hand. And he jump on my foot. Like straight foot lock. I look outside like 30 seconds. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not gonna tap. I was too big to hit by one of
I'm gonna hold out.
I'm gonna hold like stretch out my foot. I'm like, boom, win. Okay, thanks God. get the gold. But like I remember that like for longer weeks after.
Yeah.
But
Well, you felt it too,
I felt
probably.
it, yeah. Like
I fractured one time. The guy got a foot lock. Checkmate guy, a Brazilian national. I got my foot extended 50-50. And I didn't. So I stopped feeling it. I was like,
nah, that was
whatever.
fine.
I'm not feeling
Well, you got the adrenaline.
I
pumping.
don't-
I was like, whatever. Let's keep going. You know.
Yeah.
But I went to the ended up getting the guy, but it wasn't even the final. So
Thanks much the final. I don't fight the open class in the day. I can't put my foot
Yeah.
on the ground. It's like get that side.
It's been swollen.
and then I drove back to Rio, São Paulo. My foot. And then I went to the doctor. He put a cast on me.
Oh my.
I was like,
You're like,
1 month for World.
how long?
I cut the cast.
How long is this thing? Like,
I cut the cast. Go back to training. Then my foot. And then we had a doctor, Leo Leite's father. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's like, Gigi,
Don't let
don't
that
let
kid
him.
train.
He can't train. And then I had to stay at the apartment, putting the foot
Foot
up
up.
and
how long were
eyes
you out for
down.
that?
Hmm?
How long was it that you were out with it? Like
A
with the cast?
week. No, the cast. I
Yeah.
cut it.
Oh,
One day.
The day
you're
I
like,
cut
screw
it.
this. I'm not dealing with
I
this stupid
said,
thing.
you know, I cut it. I was like, no way. They gave me they gave me the crunch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I'm
walk
not
with that
doing
shit.
that.
Whatever. I'm young.
But like we young man, we think you are a superhero or whatever. Like nothing. We think you are a Wolverine. Like
Yeah.
I'll get hurt today. I'm like, nah,
Recover.
I'll recover tomorrow. Put ice and you'll fine.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, knock on wood, I've only ever just got black eyes. Usually, it was black eyes, but I had bursitis real bad, and my knee blew up like a hit. And honestly looked like it was like a softball on top of my knee, and I was out for just training. But that wasn't anything, I think, just from overusage. But tournament wise, it's just been black eyes. They always hit you right here. Then you're like, next morning you're waking up going, why does my eye hurt? And yeah, it must have hit me. It's all that standing and you're yanking the gi and everything. But
No, that's
I have that problem, and the head, the full
Yes.
head here,
Yes.
it's like hurts because like heavyweights, like kind of like a bolt
The-
sometimes,
yeah,
you know.
the
And like,
bolt.
you get all that.
a lot of
whole
us
head, like,
it's like right here and right
burn,
here.
right?
yeah,
burn.
The gi
scratch
burn.
too, yeah.
After
Yeah, the
they-
gi burn.
Yes, I always.
So let's go a little bit over the comments.
There's a lot of comments, man.
Ron and Matt are
I always hear shout out Ron,
and
shout out Matt.
Matt and Ron. We have Tabitha.
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 Yeah, she's one of my students.
Cool,
Yeah.
shout out Tabata.
Arthur Gladson.
Arthur's my student.
Arthur's always here too.
Shout out to Arthur.
Cassie.
Arthur
me see.
get the brave gi before they drop on the website.
Nice.
I don't know how he did that, but he got it.
Matt, we need more women on the mat.
Yeah,
True.
definitely.
Ricardo said he wants to open a women's class at his school as well. Sonia Farrow.
Yep,
Coach
she's one of my
Ann.
students too, Sonia. She was one of the actually Tab and her were one of a couple of the moms that didn't. I think they started training when I opened the women's
that's
class.
awesome.
That's
It's
awesome.
great. And they, I know Tabitha. She did the Tap Out Cancer just this week, and that was her second tournament.
Cool. Shout out Tabata and shout out
We
Sonia.
want to see you guys on the DC Open in Pan Am's.
Casey, our student too, Casey.
Casey, yes.
Case.
Nice. Shout out Case.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's funny. She cracks me up.
Matt said I was thankful that JP told me to wait to compete, but kept encouraging me. Now I sign up for the PBJJF Pan Am's in June.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
let's go, Matt.
Matt, I
Allison.
want to see you there, Allison.
Yes.
I think we did the interview with Allison
Yes,
at
you
the
did.
tournament.
Yeah.
And you were such a amazing addition.
Action.
Addition.
Addition to Bauerhaus. We love you.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
much love on these comments. I like that.
They
They
just-
supportive.
They
support,
they
yeah.
are unbelievably supportive. Like, I mean, you go down and, Bauerhaus, and then you have Ryoma up in Frostburg, and then Conquest down in Pasadena and Millersville. And I've been down it's a really phenomenal group of people. And I am really just happy to be a part of it. It's given it gave me a little bit more of a kickstart. You train for, how you go to those plateaus, you go up and you have those plateaus and you're training mentally and physically. And I kind of had hit a plateau and a little down, and I needed something to like energize.
Blow up.
And they are that. They are
Come
definitely
and
that.
visit Ogogi.
I know. I need to come and visit.
Invitation.
Yes, I know. I know. Definitely. There's
Come by.
several places that I need to.
More than
come.
welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's
JP.
true.
Yeah. And but yeah, I'm just privileged to be a part of it. And I got to give a shout out because we are having a women's open mat. I held a women's open mat in January. We had like 70 plus.
I
ladies.
remember that picture. I said like Kiki.
Yeah,
going
Kiki.
there,
Yeah. Because I sent her a message to come
That's
again.
awesome.
But yeah, we had that in January, and I'm going to have another one in August 13th.
That's
All right. Hey,
Sunday.
look at that. You know the date already for August?
August 13th.
August
August
13th.
13th.
I'm a woman.
Hey.
We plan.
Please. Yeah, that's
We plan.
when we try to do something next
Tomorrow.
weekend.
Tomorrow.
I'm like, you all got 3 months. You can
Yeah.
make sure.
Hey, August 13th, Bauerhaus on
Bauerhaus.
Frederick.
Yeah,
Frederick.
Frederick, Maryland.
Women's only. We can visit them.
No, but you can because
Can
I
you
hold
do
it right after the co-ed open mat. So we have an open mat every Sunday from 11 to 12:30 at Bauerhaus.
Could
And
you
it's-
have a special guest there?
Yes,
Like
we
we
can.
do vlogs when
Vlog.
we
Yeah,
go.
we do
Ooh,
that
I would
like
love
a
it,
visit or
definitely.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's
Please
do it.
come out.
I'll bring my wife and couple students too.
Wonderful,
My wife,
wonderful.
Bring
she
some-
back training now after
That's
we have
awesome.
the baby now. She got
It's a-
his blue
That's
belt.
awesome.
I'll bring
I would
her
love to
and a
train with her.
couple
Is
students.
it Sunday?
Yeah, it's a Sunday,
Sunday.
so they're
That's
gonna
good.
have the regular open mat like they always do, 11 to 12:30, and then the women's is 1 to 3, but it usually just carries over, and that way we have, especially like I'm one of those. If I drive a distance, I want to get a decent amount of training, so you can come to both and get up to 4 hours of training, and then
All right, August 13th, Frederick Bauerhouse.
Yep.
And you're gonna meet
Sunday,
us.
Yeah, we'll
Over
be
there.
there, like
Yes.
filming, you
Thank
know,
you,
like doing the
guys.
vlog.
Yeah.
Definitely go get there early to train.
Yeah,
with the guys.
maybe we'll try to do both.
Yeah.
Is that cool? If you
Oh,
cool?
absolutely.
Hey, the guy,
guys
tell the
will
guy,
love it.
hey, tell the guy who knocked me last fight to put his gear on the trainer.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him. You gotta let me know which one. But yeah, I gotta give a shout out to him. So,
Yeah, we
you
will
guys
be
there
there,
would be
man.
wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll make it. We'll
Let's
do
do it.
vlogs, you know, like,
Definitely.
and like once we start, I think we're inspired by people, federations, but now we see that they are being inspired by us because they're doing a lot of things that we are doing, you know.
For a long time.
IBJJF started things that we started before.
They're watching. Yeah.
So
you're-
they are inspired by us visiting schools, you know, like if you see, we've done that for a year already.
But that's where it sets the example and
You know.
everything, and there's an important thing: you giving back. You're giving back. I mean, for me, and especially now that I'm teaching, it's a different phase in my training that I've teaching is giving back, but you guys are hugely giving back to this community by what you guys are doing, and kudos to hats off to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
very
We
thank
we
you.
can
We
only
did-
do it with
With
because
you
of your
guys,
support. You know, everybody's so supportive. You know,
It's
of what we're trying to
Yeah.
do because we're doing for us. Like we're both doing it, but we want to do this for legacy. We
Yeah.
want the East Coast
Yeah.
to stand out. We want a big tournament on our backyard. We
Yeah.
want our athletes to showcase their abilities. Like, do you know, like
Right
we
here.
want
you give
people
them
here
that
to do.
you give them that stage to do it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the important thing, and it's giving back. It's like, I'm competition. I like competing still, but like I like seeing my students out there and pushing them, because that's when it's all said and done. After I get to a point where I'm going to train as long as I can and I'll compete as long as I can, but it's not really about that. It's like, okay, I want to see all these women that I'm teaching, and as they come up, because there's all ages, and to see them continue on it, and not give up and step up to compete and bring more women out to it. Because once they see them, more women are going to see that and want to come out.
That's cool.
And part of our mission. We have a few ways we try to accomplish our spread jiu-jitsu around the world.
Yeah.
That means PBJJF needs to be all over the world,
Yeah.
right? That's our mission. We want to inspire people through what we're doing,
Yeah.
and also we want to grow jiu-jitsu. So tournaments, we spread the word. With our tournaments, we want people to have. We talk about experience. They have
Yeah.
a great experience. They bring a friend, two friends. They come watch them. Like, man, I love that's awesome.
wanna
I
do
want to
too."
do it
Nice.
too.
This is a real-
Instead of the other way, like, oh, this is crazy. I don't want to do it. You know,
not,
and
you
then you
know.
lose two people for jiu-jitsu. Like it's not for. Not gonna come and train with us. We don't want. Like
No.
we want to go find jiu-jitsu anywhere you can. Look around, find places.
Well, and like I do a lot of the bigger ones, but I have to travel to do them, and and especially females, especially as you get higher in belt, you don't
It's
find
get harder,
it
yeah.
gets harder and harder. I didn't in the old, it's like your age group affects it and your belt, but even in the adults, in the higher belts, and the females, it
It's not that amount.
goes down.
I see
And
that.
I always tell the girls, I'm like, hit it now. I mean, it is growing, but if you get the chance, and that's where, but not everybody can fly. It's expensive. You know, you're
The
flying, you're
investment,
paying-
no,
it is,
yeah,
it
it's a
is.
lot
You
of
have
money.
the same experience or a bad experience with us.
Yeah.
Right by your door, you know,
Yeah.
in your backyard.
Yeah, you don't have
Don't
to,
miss it.
and you get really good competition there. It's not like you're getting, you're getting good competitors in there, and it's solid competitors.
And if you put your work, you're gonna have the spotlight
Yeah.
at the social media.
Yeah.
You know, we're bringing a lot of professors. Then we're gonna start bringing the
Fighters too.
competitors.
The
Man, you guys,
competitors.
hey, this person's doing really well.
Yeah.
It's shining out there. Let's bring them. Let's talk to them. You know,
And
it's an
that
opportunity.
brings more people in. They see, okay, yeah.
And definitely want to see more the black belts fighting too, competed,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
that's that moving we doing on Pan Am's put the black belts early. That's kind of like maybe like a way to see more black belts fighting, you know. Let's see if
It's cool. I saw already Pan Am's.
I like the black belts. The way you
belt.
guys are setting that up at
Yeah.
the beginning, the black belts at the beginning, that's really cool. I think that's a great,
Yeah.
great
And
time.
one improvement we're doing, we used to mix the white and blue. We're gonna start to splitting white and blue because we're seeing more
That will
opportunities.
actually that will help a lot more women to
Yeah.
come in, because I know they get all, everybody looks, they're like, oh, they mix white and blue, especially if you're a white belt and
Yeah.
you're starting, you're like, that's, why do they do that? And I'm
Hey,
like,
even the
"It's-
blue belts get like, oh my
I
god,
know.
they fell off for the white belt. Now split is way easier, way better.
but yeah, that will actually help a lot of women. I think it'll take away that, intimidation
Pressure,
factor. But yeah, that's a great, and that means you're having more people come in.
Yeah.
Because you can do it. And I said, because I had a couple of girls, why do they do that? And I'm like, well, there's not enough female competitors, and you want to sign up for a tournament, but they're trying to get you a fight.
You wanna fight? Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't wanna just get there and get
Yeah.
that's one thing we're doing to know, man, once a while somebody will sign up on our event and go get medals without fight. Most of the time they get like minimal 2 experience because
Yeah.
our bracket is like double
Yeah.
elimination, it's not a single elimination too. It's like most of the time we go get like
Two matches.
two matches.
And
Two-
that's
two-
2 matches is great. I mean,
It's great. It's a good experience.
yeah.
And if you lost
If
two
you lose
times,
two times-
by the time to go home and figure out your game next time. you
Actually,
try.
2 times, and I gotta watch
They
the
have
matches and go, oh crap.
minimum too, because they sign up for Gi and Ogi 4.
Yeah.
They sign up for the Absolute 5 because Absolute is single
Single
elimination.
elimination.
Okay.
There's so many people.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be there all
You'd
day
be there
long.
like 10
But they already
o'clock at
have those
night.
experience. So 5
Yeah.
and the other Absolute no Gi 6. They have
A potential.
Minimum
potential
six,
six
match.
matches. you
Yeah.
know.
I know both the girls that I had at the DC one, they both got at least four matches in.
That's good.
They didn't have, I think they were missing. The one didn't do absolute, and the other one didn't have anybody in her nogi. But I'm like, 4 matches in one day is good.
It's good enough.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm lucky if I get 2.
For sure. And it's our way to like, hey, maybe the first match sometimes like stressful. You never done. Like, I didn't do.
First
I
one's
did do
done,
my
you're like,
best.
okay.
Yeah, and then you're like, you really
Yeah.
get it.
For me, the
You're
first
one.
match always the hard one.
Yeah, it's when your body's going, you're going from 0 to 100 and the
Yeah.
adrenaline.
But after that, I'm like, oh, we got the vibes already. Boom, easy
Yeah.
money now, guys. Let's
You
go.
got that sweat going
Yeah.
on. You're sitting in the bullpen. All right, I'm ready to go again. I'm
But
ready
like
to go again.
now it's getting a little bit better because I learned I'm a type of person I need to warm up a lot. I need to
I'm
jump
right
in the
there
mat
with
like sweaty, crazy
Yes.
already. Then I mean like if I start like be slow, like a couple friends I have, they don't warm up.
I know, they do, like, a couple squats
They
and
on the
they're done.
phone. They on the phone. Well, next fight, Max, jump in the mat. I did this for a while. Works and don't work, but now I feel like I'm getting old. I should warm up. I fight better when like I get warm on the mat.
Well, I had one of the guys that I used to train with when I was with Round Table. He always cracked me up. He's a black belt now, but I knew him. I think he was brown belt when I trained with him. And I remember watching him. We did a tournament together, and I watched him, and he had his arms out, and he just squatted a couple times. He was like swinging his arms, and then
Time
I
to
was there.
go.
And I'm like, that's it. He's like, oh, that's all I need. I'm like, yeah, I need to like go run a couple laps, sweat, do
But,
a
like,
couple mountain climbers.
But back before I'm worse there. I just like do some shaky, slap
Yeah.
my face. I'm like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. But I feel I take a couple minutes to
Yeah.
get on the mat.
Yeah.
I always,
And I just learned this like after my black belt.
yeah. I always usually, because I'll find like the venue wherever I'm going to, I try and find like a quiet corner away from it, because I just that's my weird competition thing. I like to be away from everything, and then I'll usually try and find a place. If it's a warm place, I'll go outside because I'm always cold, and those places are usually ice boxes.
Yeah, crazy.
And I'll just do laps and run. I'll put my headphones on, and like it drowns it out. And I want to be good and sweaty. And then I won't go to the bullpen until probably about 15, 20 minutes.
Now
So-
time to go.
Yeah, I don't want
I'm
to stand
ready.
there. I'm like, I don't want to stand there for too much longer. But yeah, I'll find a quiet, not like where they have at Pan's, the what is it, Silver Spurs Arena. they have like a whole thing up top, and I'll just run laps the whole time, and
Yeah.
then
That's
that's the warm up.
the way. And so, when you think about women joining jiu-jitsu, what do you think are the steps that those women doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu and they're looking to get into jiu-jitsu? What do you think? What are the steps they should do to find a good
Good
place to
place, a
train?
good school.
For women, for women.
So, I mean, I came from no prior training. I think the biggest thing is do it. Like for me, it like you can always, and it's anybody, you can always have excuses. You know, I'm not in good enough shape. That's a famous one.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not in good enough shape, or you know, there's a lot, you know, there's women that have had trauma and there's men that have had trauma. And it's one of those things where you got to step up and do it. You got to, and if there is a place, find a place with a solid group of women, and solid group of women as in, you know, no drama
How
and
can they
supportive.
know that? What is a step? Like she's at
So,
home right now.
Googling.
What would they
Like
steps?
I would Google, I would go on like Google Maps or just Google jiu-jitsu gyms near me and look and research into each one. Do they have like look them up on social media, see if there's women in the pictures, and then start reading and looking at the schedule. Do they have a women's course? You know, and calling and reading the like reviews are always a good thing too. You know, if you have a good review on places, and especially from other females, when going to visit the gym.
Go do a trial or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
try.
even like I've had people come in, like some women have come into class and they're like, you know, I'm not sure. And I'm like, you know what? Sit on the side, just watch. See if it's something that you would be interested in. You're never going to know until you try. And what do you have to lose? Especially if you find a gym that you see a group of women, you like the vibe. You know, we've talked about surrounding yourself with good,
People.
yeah,
Good
good
people,
people,
good
good
vibes,
environments,
yeah.
supportive. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it pretty much right away if this is a good fit or not. And but stepping up and just going to visit and making that call. And that's you just like for me, I'm like I started at an age where I was like I think it was kind of beneficial because I was like I really didn't care like what other people thought because I'm like I don't care what you think. You know, what do I have to lose at this point? The only thing I have to lose, I don't have anything to lose. I have everything to gain from doing it. And I started because a lot of the women will come in and be like, I don't do anything. And I'm like, I started the same way. We all start from, I mean, you've been doing it 20 years. When you started, you had no idea what you were doing.
Yeah.
Same
Me
with you.
neither.
Everybody starts the same way. The biggest thing is just making the step to do it and continuing to do it.
Yeah.
The good, through the good and the bad. Like, but for other women finding a gym, they got to look it up. They got to take the initiative to look it up. I mean, we can put so much. I try and put as much out there on my social media and advertise the women's class and the great group of women that we have. But you gotta want it. You gotta and you gotta kind of overcome that fear. And if you find a great place with a good solid group of women, and you make the initiative to go and check them out and ask questions. And observe the classes. I would just go and observe the class first if you're kind of more apprehensive and find out if it's something that you want to try and then just try it. Yeah, but that's what I would recommend for other women that have no training and are thinking about starting it. I had a student that just started with us and she's fairly young and you know, the mother asked me, she said, you know, will this help bring her out of her shell? And I said it can. I said, jiu-jitsu is one of those things you get out of it what you put into it. And for whatever you're doing it for, whether it's, you know, to get better in shape, it's self-defense, or it's you want to challenge yourself and compete, or, you know, you're looking for an area where, you know, you're looking for something. I know some people are just, they find it. I found
Yeah, I
it,
want to
yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's one of those things that I think it's up to each individual. And I always, anytime you're doing it, I'm like, you get out what you put into it, and that's in every aspect. That's in, you know, the physical aspect, you know, the competitive aspect, and you know, I get out so much now as I've gone along, especially giving back. I get a huge amount out of that. That's really an important thing for me to give back. I didn't realize how much it was, but like being able, and I try and set an example by that as best as I can.
I like that.
So,
I feel like we're teaching. We're there to serve.
Yes.
I'm there to serve.
Absolutely.
I'm there to help you.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's about you.
And then
How can I help you?
Because when you help them, that's that
Coming back too, no?
exactly full circle.
And like, or please don't think you need to be in shape to jump in a jiu-jitsu class.
You will work to get in shape.
Yeah, and
there.
for you, like,
It will
hey,
put you in shape.
Yeah.
sometimes you think you are in shape and you go get in the jiu-jitsu class and you go get tired because it's a different,
yeah.
like a workout, different. Jiu-jitsu is a different thing.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
you get people like lift a lot or run or whatever, they get in the mat, start doing the techniques, whatever, they sweating crazy. Cause that's a different thing. You go get adapted for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to before I did train, I always did something active, and I would get up, like, especially when my girls were little, I would get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and do a workout in my living room. And then in the summertime I would run because but I had to force myself to do it. Like when you find something that, like jiu-jitsu, you're sweating, you're burning calories left and
All the
right,
time, yeah.
but you don't even realize it because you're like thinking the whole time.
Yes.
You find something you got a passion for like that, it's not gonna feel like working out.
Yeah.
True.
It's
But
yeah.
but on the same time, working you out, you know?
yeah,
Make
yeah,
it work.
You
yeah.
do it, but
Yeah.
you don't think it
Don't,
about,
yeah.
Yeah.
You think about my arm.
my neck.
What's
That's when you get up in the morning and go,
happening?
why
How
am I
does that
sore? Or your hands, and you're pulling each hand, my fingers, but yeah, if you find that something, I'm like, you don't feel like you have to work out, and I don't miss getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
So how did jiu-jitsu benefit your life? Did jiu-jitsu ended up changing your way of thinking, change your life,
Yes,
long term?
yeah.
Or how was it for you?
It brought this is gonna sound probably a lot, but it did bring me alive in a lot of ways. I'm from a really small town in it's kind of Franklin County. You have Greencastle, Mercersburg, very very small, and I was a farm kid, so they didn't have jiu-jitsu growing up. I wish they would have. It would have been great, but jiu-jitsu was not something.
Maybe
I'd ever heard of.
karate on that time, you know?
Maybe I don't even know if they
popular,
had that, but I grew up on a farm, and I did like the high school sports, and I was mediocre. I did basketball and cross country and track, but nothing. But I never felt like I found my niche. And when I got older, I got married fairly young. I had my girls at 26 and 28.
You got
And
two kids?
Yep, two daughters, Eva and Elise. They're my
Nice.
pride and joy.
Shout out.
Shout
Shout
out
out,
to
girl.
them.
And one train. I know one train.
They actually both
They
do.
both train?
Yes, yeah, and
I've seen your daughter competing at PBJJF. I
yeah,
think.
Eva and Elise I think Elise did a grappling industry not too long
Nice,
ago,
cool.
and she actually, it was funny. I watched them and started out watching them and taking them, and I wanted them to have something. I have girls, so I wanted them, to be able to handle themselves if they ever did get an altercation. I wanted them to get confidence, and watching them come up, and they, of course, the typical, you get to like that preteen there, they kind of drop off, or they kind of, I don't want to do it, and for me, it's kind of not pushing that, and I let them decide what they wanted to do, and then they both kind of come back to it. Eva's a little bit, she likes like a regimented training schedule. Elise likes to do it Elise is my youngest one. She likes to do it when she feels like it, and that's fine because that's where you get enjoyment out of it. But for me, like when I started training, I wanted them to see that okay, mom's older, but like you can still push yourself. There's never just a time where you're like, all right, I'm done living. I see a lot of people. I was at Pans and we were waiting for the podium and everything, and we were lined up and it was all like the master, because I'm a master 4, and it was all like the master 4s. And we were talking about the ladies, you know, we all have kids and everything, usually majority of us. And they're like, the one lady goes, hey, most women our age are not doing this. They're either injured, they have, their health is crap, you know, they're not staying active. And that's how it changed me. It put me in the best shape of my life. It gave me a confidence, and it, for me, I think it helped. I wanted my girls to see that you know what, you can do anything at any age. I don't care about your gender.
Just need to start.
You just need to start and never give up. And that's how it gave me a confidence that I didn't have prior to that. And it also opened up some of my closest relationships. And I had friends before, but like the friends that I have,
Jiu-jitsu give you like super tight, crazy, you know.
Hugely tight, like my good friend Alex Coleman. I train with her when, you know, she's coming back from having a baby. I never would have guessed. I watched her when I was a white belt, and it was, and then I was like, oh, I'd love to train with her. And I'm like, she's a great friend of mine,
Nice.
Jules from
That's
Deep,
awesome.
you know, and then my boyfriend.
Alex trained with you back before, yeah. She's a tough competitor too. Oh my God.
She is. I'm like,
True.
but yeah.
I hope she back competed soon too. Yeah, it would be
I
nice.
won't say anything. I'm always like, you
that's-
should.
PBJJF, of course.
I'll tell her that.
Yeah, like, hey, she beat a lot of big names back in the day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
She used to train with like a really good guy, you know.
she told me about him. I'm like,
Wait, no,
but-
sorry, girl, but like we talk about like health, and you know,
Yeah.
we're always gonna push for jiu-jitsu because we love it, that sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for you, it's important that you keep your mind, do something. Man, yesterday I'm on Instagram, you know, before I go to the bed, and I think Tom the Blast posted a video with a lady on a car and a little kid in a I don't know how to say that. Forget
stroller.
the stroller,
Yeah.
with the stroller, and the stroller start to roll down the street.
I saw that.
And that lady, she overweight, you know, and she tried to
fell.
run. She fought. She tried to stand up. She fought. Man, thanks God, somebody from the
not a
other side,
highway it was going to.
somebody from the other side run and grabbed the stroller.
Yeah, the stroller.
The stroller.
Yeah.
You know, because they're going for the highway.
She
That's
could
gonna
not
be.
get up.
And she can't get up
Yeah.
because like she is huge. Then I'm sorry, but she's huge. Then I
Yeah.
mean, and that's like something we need to think.
Yeah.
Man, take care about your health. To you can take care about the people you love too.
Yeah.
Then I mean longer.
Yeah.
Because that's like she can't protect her kid because she fought and she can't get up. Man, if you see that video,
I didn't
it's
see
like
that.
I saw it.
It scared me.
It
scared me.
It
Like,
did. I'm like, she can't get up.
she
I'm like,
can't
did
get
she
up,
break
man.
her?
I'm like, that's like, and don't look too old. You know what I mean? It's like that. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe on the 40s, probably
know.
whatever.
Not-
but like, man, you should be able to get up.
You should be able to get up
Should-
and protect your child.
Protect your child. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the
Yeah.
way we see from that perspective, man, start to do something.
Yeah.
Walk. I don't know, squat on your living room, whatever. Do something. Then I
Right.
mean, start to be like
Yeah.
building muscle too. Because like, man, if you don't have muscle on your body,
It's
you
gonna-
go
Yeah.
fell and you're not gonna get up.
It's gonna.
Yeah. Or like when like you want a good life when you get old,
Yeah.
you should have muscle on your life on your body. Then I mean, and
Yeah.
you can build in these and a very in different ways.
Yeah.
Doing jiu-jitsu, do workouts,
Find
CrossFit,
something.
lift, whatever. Do
Find
something.
something that
Find
you
something.
want to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu, and it may not be in it for that, but like my parents always raised me, and they're like 74 and 73, and my dad still works full time, and because he likes it, because he's got it.
Mm-hmm. And thanks
He's a
he
truck
can
driver,
because
so-
he can because
Yeah.
some people on that age can't
But
because
they-
they not healthy.
But you know what? They always said it. They're like, if you do not use it, you will lose it.
Yes.
And it is true. And it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those things when you're in your 20s, you feel like, you're indestructible and you're nothing can get me. But like what you do and how you take care of yourself will affect you long term.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when I'm seeing it at my age, in my 40s, that I want to be able to do as much as I can for as long as I can. And the only way to do that is you keep moving and you keep pushing yourself.
Keep it moving, keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Even I was telling I talked to a student yesterday. Even your jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
if you don't keep training, you
It
gotta
won't-
lose
Yeah,
it.
you gotta lose it.
You gotta push yourself.
You gotta keep training.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even if he makes the black belt, but I still a lot to
He's
learn.
still
I
training.
still a lot to figure out and relearn, and like you have to.
I want to get better.
Keep training, yeah.
I want to get better. I mean, just because my boyfriend, he's told me he trains as well, and shout out to Micah.
Shout out, Mike.
And he's always like, he did Aikido, and he always said, when you get your black belt, it's basically the beginning.
The
They
beginning.
call it the beginning. And that's where it is. I'm like, this is like a whole nother world.
I definitely feel like this too. Black belt's the beginner.
Yeah.
You get black belt and you reset.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh my
you
god, a
reset
new
and go,
word.
Yes.
You
And,
see jiu-jitsu in a different
Yeah.
way.
You do.
know.
You do, because it's subtle stuff. Like I did my first black belt competition in pans, and I'm like, yeah, it's like it's nothing new, but like there's little stuff that you
Different.
see. There's
Yeah.
little subtle things. You're like, oh, that feels, when they do this, it's different. It's the same, but it's different.
Yeah.
But it's gonna push you.
True.
Yeah, but it is the beginning.
But you gotta keep. You gotta
You
keep.
gotta
going.
keep
You
pushing.
can't
Keep
quit that
pushing.
black belt. You gotta keep training.
No, you
daily.
gotta push.
I said like
yourself.
if you get the purple, you can't quit.
No.
I
you
go
get
put
the
the too much
purple,
work
yeah.
into him,
You
man.
graduated,
Like,
like purple, like 5 years, like college.
Yeah.
Black belt, PhD.
PATT.
But you're still learning. Chris
still
always
figuring
says,
out.
yeah. Chris always says you're always a student,
Yeah.
and he's very true. It's
That's
very true. But it's like one of those things where we kind of get in our comfort zone with what we do, and we're all guilty of it. You don't want to do, but you got to push yourself outside. Just like the first time you stepped on the mat to train, you going outside your comfort zone. And that's a big thing. People don't like to go outside their comfort zones a lot. I'm guilty of it. I get,
We
you
have
get
to.
complacent.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, pushing yourself even after you get to a black belt, it's just, you got to push your technique. You got to push your training every day.
I'm glad I have good representation of my professor. Denilson Pimenta. Denilson Pimenta.
He still pushes
Shit,
himself crazy, yeah.
No,
He's
he's
very- I never got a
he
chance
he
to
got
meet him.
his. I think the amount of years training jiu-jitsu he has
Yeah.
on his
On the
his
black belt,
and he's still
yeah.
going crushing everybody. Pimenta,
Yeah, and he
Shout out
actually
to the new
shout out to
Pimenta.
Pimenta. Yesterday,
want
he
to
post-
hear.
yesterday he posted a
Beating his
picture
kids,
beating
right?
his stick kids.
His son's already
yeah, his son's
belt
awesome,
up. He's
man.
coming to compete Pan Am.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
They're in Florida, so he's coming to
Yeah, his son signed up already. His son,
adult division. He's 16, but he's doing adult.
yeah, he's
Tough
a
kid.
tough kid.
Oh, I believe it. Well, you have a father like that. Too.
Yeah, you
And
don't need to
guiding
much.
it.
Just be around. He learn a little bit.
But like Pimenta's, man, even like the amount of jiu-jitsu I have, he has on his black belt. It's still
And
It's
he's
like
too
the tip of your
great
finger
stuff.
he has, and
Yeah.
it's
Pimenta, man.
like what is it? One of my friends like, I'll forget more jujitsu. He's probably forgotten
the
more
way.
jujitsu than I know. But yeah,
Pimenta's a
But like, he's
legend.
too like a hard road to everyone, man. Everyone. And he normally run around like lightweight, but he fight on a light feather.
so he cuts.
Feather.
Feather. But he go train with me ultra heavy, and I'm like, fuck man, you're strong for your size, goddamn
If
it.
you step on the mat to train with him,
Yeah,
he gonna go to.
he's gonna.
Kill you.
He's
He
gonna
said like,
kill you
hey,
just
if you
completely
Hey,
technically.
he said,
yeah,
hey,
it's more of a technical, but he go like hard. He's like, hey, if my mom step on the mat, I gotta be her.
Pimenta's a legend. He's the king of kataguruma. He has the best kataguruma I ever seen. He throws everybody,
Oh wow,
any size.
I want to sit down.
You probably see some highlights.
I want to sit down if I ever can.
You probably seen some highlights of him on the internet.
Oh,
'Cause
sure.
He throws people crazy.
Hey, tell
Kataguruma.
the history about the self-defense technique you asked to do his show.
He came to train, right? And he's the Pimenta fundamentals class. Show a self-defense technique.
Like old school Pimenta, self-defense. You know, that's the
Self-defense. It's like,
intro.
he got one. You grab the neck. You get under the guy. You elevate the guy. Put on your shoulder. and you throw them.
Oh, like a
It's like-
fireman's carry?
Yeah.
But in the grabbing the neck, and
like a
whole
guillotine.
body.
You connect the
Oh,
guillotine, shoot the kataguruma, we stand up and throw.
I was like, Pimenta, you can't do this with the big guy. Big guy, he's like, you're the biggest guy right there. Come here, come here.
And he did it to the biggest
Oh,
guy.
that big guy.
I was like, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't do it.
And like definitely, I would be
Everybody's
scared
going
to.
like this.
Yeah, I don't want to. And probably all the students like, I'm not gonna do that shit. It's impossible. I can't.
They ended up making it. They ended up figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like, here, it was helping out.
Yeah.
Man, Pimenta's.
Oh my god.
Oh, they have the
I would've
technique
wanted
behind
it to be
that.
like
Hey.
when I watched a suplex. Ah.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity, whenever he's around, everybody do a private lesson with
Yeah.
him on kataguruma. Your kataguruma will change.
I
He
hate
changed
some-
so many things in my.
He showed me some details.
Uh-huh.
I start to like throw a lot of more people on kataguruma. It's like on a ultra heavyweight division.
I gotta watch.
Just on the
Yeah.
details, like he gives.
Small
So many
Yeah.
details.
Well, it's any of those because it's a judo throw, and I mean it's little subtle things. Everybody watches it like, oh, I can do that. No.
Sometimes about like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, you
subtle,
go-
subtle little.
You try to take it
detail.
down, he don't work. You
Yeah.
do this, work. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, no, don't hold it like this. Hold it like this.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference.
All the difference.
It's
It
those
does.
subtle things.
That's
Those
crazy.
details.
Yeah.
That's the magic on like
That's when you talk. Oh, that's jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's now you're seeing
Now
that.
You
you
can have the
understand.
lightweight throw just
Yes.
with pure technique.
Yeah.
Pure-
Pure technique. And
That's
that's
crazy.
somebody that is that much bigger than them. Yeah.
That's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's when you see the beauty of it.
And you know
It is.
that's where we always want to share.
Yeah.
Hey, that's jiu-jitsu. It's not just hitting heads. You
Yeah.
know, jiu-jitsu, the art, gentle art.
Yeah. It's a gentle art, but it's a gentle but frustrating art.
Frustrating. But everything that matters is frustrating.
Yeah.
It is.
Getting to college.
Anything that's
If
worth
it matters,
doing.
it works.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It's
You
anything
gotta put the
that's-
work.
Exactly.
That's what the kids need to learn nowadays. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, not gonna be instinct like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now.
But
Well,
that's the problem for kids
you
today.
They want that instant
Right now.
gratification.
Yeah.
Instant. And if they
Instant.
don't see it, they
Yeah.
lose interest. But yeah, it's like when I show a technique in class to the ladies, I'm like, look, I said, they were like, I can't pull it off. And I'm like, look, you're going to fail at it like 500 to 1,000 times. And then you're going to hit it. And you also got to take into consideration who you're going against. You know, that's where, time and skill set trump, size, and I always tell them like, it's not going to be instantaneous. I said, this is why a lot of people tend to, at blue belt, they're like, oh, I got my blue belt, I'm done. Because it's a patience game. It's a long game.
Long game.
Jiu-jitsu is a long
Marathon.
Long
game.
journey. It's a
marathon.
marathon.
It
That's
is.
true.
It ain't a sprint. It's a marathon, big time. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna try it. But the fact is, you want to keep trying it, and that's what you.
I tell them, oh, I can't get it yet. I was like, I'm glad you can't get it yet.
Yeah.
If it's easier, you don't need me to.
I'm
You
glad.
shouldn't be able to
I'm
get
gonna
it.
quit if you get everything now.
Yeah.
Like, why I'm doing this?
Yeah.
Why it took me 20 years to figure in this detail?
I
you know?
have.
And we kind of like I tell my son, like everything we teach, we kind of try to guide them, right? Like
Yeah.
mentorship, right?
Yeah.
And everything we do, like we had to plant, we have to grow, we had to cut, we have
Yeah.
to cook, we had to chew, and just digest. It's
Yeah.
right here, just digest. You're gonna get better faster than us, less damage on your body.
Yeah. But you gotta be
But you
patient.
still gotta be patient.
You gotta be
You
patient.
can't get tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta take time. Gotta
And
try.
everybody's progress is different. There's not like I had somebody because you had made the mention, and I got my black belt fairly quick, and I'm like, yeah, but I
Too much work.
I put in 5 to 6 days a week, constant, and I push myself to compete a lot, which does push you faster, I think, in my opinion.
True.
But yeah, it's like everybody's progression. I was like, so is that kind of standard? How to get your black? And I said,
Maybe
"You can."
more.
I was
Probably
like-
more.
And I'm like, it all depends on how everybody's progression. It's not all the same.
different,
I mean,
yeah.
plus you've got life stuff. If you
Yeah.
have a baby, if you get injured, ACL surgery. How many people?
But like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want to take your merit to, like for your black belt. It just like play, it was like take for me 12 years.
Yeah, well,
Same. And training
And training, competing hard, win
three,
world.
4 times a day.
Oh,
I
for
would,
them
hey,
too.
I'll win worlds
No,
on
yeah.
all belts. Like, unfortunately, I don't get on the black belt, but into like this, take
Yeah.
me 12 years. Then I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Because,
different
the
for
thing
each
is, like,
person. I
I'm
felt
a,
like a
baby.
kid.
I'm a baby.
No,
in
no,
this,
because
yeah.
but we want to achieve the highest, right? Like we want to
Yeah.
compete, we want to be the best guys in the world.
Yeah.
But people don't have to do that nowadays. Like it's like for us, like
Back in the
it
days,
was,
the
like,
only way you see like successful if you like the best. You know what I mean? And like you should. I don't see any different ways to live by jiu-jitsu if not win awards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the only way. The only example I have to like a successful is Rodolfo. And thanks I have Rodolfo close to me to keep me believe
that was
it's possible. You know what I mean? Because like before Rodolfo, I don't have nobody. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do to live by this dream.
Yeah.
Because it's just a dream before. I want to live by dreams, but how are we gonna do this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now it's like too many options. And good.
It is,
Thank
it
thank
is.
That
God.
means jiu-jitsu is growing, right?
That
It
means
is.
it's
It's
growing,
growing
yeah.
a huge amount.
You can have a podcast and
You can, yeah.
a jiu-jitsu
An
podcast.
awesome
My
jiu-jitsu
brain.
podcast.
Can have a lot of things. It's different. Too many
Too many
opportunities now.
Yeah.
lots of opportunities. If you
Yeah.
know how to use them,
And maybe that's like back in the days frustrated for a lot of people
Yeah,
who
I'm
not
sure.
achieve their goals on competition and they just quick jiu-jitsu. Today, man, you feel like you're not a good competitor or whatever, like you don't feel good, comfortable competing, you can still be a black belt, open a
Yeah.
school, teaching like a good students, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's more opportunity.
Yeah.
More opportunity. You
It's-
don't need to.
It doesn't have to be one way. It's
Yeah.
everybody's like journey is different in that. It's
Mm-hmm.
I always say it's like kind of like a fingerprint. They're all similar but completely
But
different.
completely different.
Completely.
and the things about being patient, we deal with this daily
Yeah.
at PBJJF.
Yeah.
Like we have to take the lessons from the mat to the business. It's like, hey, we want that way, but hey, we know gotta be patient. We know won't go the way we want now. We have to go through the process.
You got to go through the growth pains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like
Yeah.
we use how can we grow faster? How can we be more technical about
Yeah.
it? How can you use strategies to win?
Yeah.
Right? Because now we have a group, like a team, like that help us. The
You have your set
back,
people, and that from where
know,
you started
yeah.
till now, it's been
and then like
it
we have-
feels forever, but
yeah,
it's growing.
It's growing. Then we gotta now it's branching out, and we want to have 10,000 people competing, but it's not now.
Take
It's not the
time.
You know what? You're going to New Jersey and Charlotte. That's a step.
Exactly.
And
Hey,
you're
hey, we're going
expanding.
Boston,
Oh my,
You go
yeah.
to Boston.
You're expanding.
2024, Texas,
Oh.
California,
That's the goals.
but without losing the mission to grow jiu-jitsu in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Because now they are coming to
to hear.
the East Coast
That's
to compete
Cool. That's cool.
all around. We're gonna go to Japan. They come to East Coast to compete. We're going to Brazil. They are coming to the East Coast to compete. We want
And that
to
brings
really
more
grow
people in.
more people, more schools,
women.
more women.
Yeah.
That's the mission. Like we want PBJJF headquarters in the East Coast. We want to grow here. We want to bring more schools, more jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of opportunities still for a lot of people to come.
Yeah.
You're gonna see many people like that. On the biggest guy, man, I need to go. I need to open a school in the East Coast. Not like, oh, I gotta open in California. No.
Yeah.
I gotta open in the DMV area. I gotta open the East Coast.
Good market there.
You know,
yeah.
but the tournaments, all the things we're trying to do is like to get people to now. Like, hey, I gotta move. Xande Ribeiro, he went to Austin. Like next time, the next person will be like, oh, I gotta go to DMV.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Like we want people to think about moving to here to open their schools to grow even more.
And it gets more schools. I mean, we already have a lot of schools here,
A
but
lot.
the more we
But
get,
still a lot of space. Still
Yeah.
have a
It's
lot of
still-
space.
there's always room for
Yeah.
growth.
And
Always
if
room for growth in
PBJJF
there.
grows,
Yeah.
the East Coast will grow.
Oh, yeah.
Bottom line, we tell
Oh,
to
yeah.
the professor, hey, you support PBJJF, you're gonna grow. If PBJJF grows, everybody will grow with us.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
We're gonna have millions of people watching us. You're gonna be here again.
Yeah.
We have when we have small smaller audience, but when you have bigger audience, you're gonna be here again. Everybody from the East Coast will have the opportunity to be here. You know, that's the mission.
This is where
We're not growing
starts.
PBJJF. We're trying to grow Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, and you
here.
are. I mean, it starts here, and where you always start with a small amount, and it's just growing for you each time. And the more times that you make it accessible, the tournaments, you're just going to keep getting more. But especially if you're going outside, because if they have a good experience at like Texas and stuff, they're going to come to the
They
East
will
Coast, which brings more people. And then
Yes.
other people see, oh, they signed up. Okay, I can.
I gotta go
there's-
there.
Yeah. So it builds. It's just being
It will
patient
happen.
with it.
Guys, we have an awesome conversation. Time to we finish, but before, check the message. Like Sonia Ferro say something like really nice. Matt White too.
Sonia.
My student.
Matt, I do like to go just to watch professors roll and train with each other.
No, you should train it too. Not just watch. What?
Coach
Why you go
Ann-
there
Sonia
and then
trains,
just
yeah,
watch
she,
it?
she trains very hard.
No, that's Matt.
No,
that's
Matt,
Matt.
Oh,
said
Matt,
that.
okay.
But it's
Should
women.
go to train, not just
it's
to watch.
women's only. Open mat. I think is a talk about the open
Well,
mat.
but before you have the normal open match 11 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, 11 to 12. Yeah, basically
No.
11 to 1. It usually carries
Yeah.
over a little bit, and then you can just flow right into the women's.
Coach Ann is a role model to all of us, not just to BJJ, but as a human being. I'm grateful for the Bauer House ladies class she started. She and BJJ changed my life.
Nice.
That's all. That's
Awesome.
the gold
That's
medal
awesome,
here.
yeah.
This is a
That's
bigger than
gonna
gold
make me
medal.
all tear up.
That's the win. That's the biggest win, you know.
It is. It is.
Joseph said, "Interested to hear if Anne has any tips on how guys can best roll with women, given the natural strength and size difference."
So, and it goes back to what you said, flowing with them. Also, I will give this because Louisa said the same thing when she was in there because somebody asked her a similar question. And if you if you are that much bigger and obviously you're stronger, if you can focus on your technique more. So if you normally would somebody your size, if you are going to pass with that same speed and strength, maybe try and lower your strength down, focus more on the speed and technique of the pass. So it's basically you got to kind of try and meet us where our strength is. Meet like, and it you got to be able to flow a little bit. And but you got if you're getting frustrated because you're not able to perform something as well, that's where your technique needs to crisp make your technique crisper, I guess. But and allow the women to come get you, like ask you to roll. I always like, I have specific ones that like guys that I train with. They're like I'm like, I want to roll with him. I want to roll with him. Like I need, and I also play, like I'll focus on like a game like the pass, sweep, and submit game. There's a few of the guys, Chris's son Colin, I do that with a lot. I'll be like, you want to play our game? I'll tap up him. Okay, he goes, well, you want top or bottom? And I'm like, that's, whatever. But that sets a goal for me, and it sets a goal for them. And he can also, he's able to meet me at my speed and my strength. Because, he's 19. He's technical, he's strong, and I'm like, I'm not trying to match that, but I'm also trying to get better, and he is too. But yeah, if you can be able to focus more on your technique than strength, especially if you're matching size difference, like if there's a 50, 60 pound difference, and then you also have a physicality difference, work on your technique. Be like, okay, maybe not play your A game, work on your B and your C game a little bit more, and see if and that's where you'll see the growth. I think that's basically what my advice is to guys that want to be able to better roll with girls.
Nice.
That's what I would say.
That's cool.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Matt say something nice too. Also, we need people to register early so that other can see how many people are actually going to compete. Now that's important.
Yeah.
Like people sometimes
That's
keep you
true.
wait,
They
like
wait, yeah.
wait into the last day.
Yes.
For you, like the last day on our events, the day where most people sign up. Guys, sign up 1 month early,
If
2 months
you see
early.
that,
If,
yeah.
Like because like we go get more competitors on your bracket for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And also that click something on your mind too. If you wait into to the last day, maybe not gonna get prepared
Yeah.
anywhere. Like if you sign up like a month before,
I
because
always
you
tell-
start to like
Yeah.
think about the competition, you go eat better, you sleep better, train better,
Yep.
because you have a goals to act it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you sign up. I always tell the girls, I'd be like, I'm thinking about signing up. I'm thinking about, and other people do it, But if you sign up and you've paid that money already,
You're like,
You focus.
you're
Gotta
you're
do
like,
it.
okay, I'm signed up for it. Now you can obviously get call and get taken out, but you got to go through. You got to make the call. I think it's more for me. It was always like, no, I'm gonna sign up. Once I commit to something, I'm gonna see
Yeah.
it through.
True.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, I spent the money. I'm gonna
I
do
gotta
the tournament.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna train.
yeah.
And you think about the other. Oh, they train too. I
Yeah.
gotta train more.
I gotta train harder than that.
There's somebody training to beat me.
maybe you get that like Friday night, you think like, I'm tired, I'm gonna train. Like, oh no, I'm going. Somebody
somebody
training
training.
now. My bracket. I'm go train, go to the gym.
That will inspire you more to
Yeah.
train.
True.
But yeah, I always say just sign up for it.
Sign up.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Just
talking
sign
about
up.
that, just sign up. Go
Just
right
sign
there,
up.
pbjjf.smoothcomp.com. Go and sign up right now. That's the opportunity you have to sign up right now. Go earlier. The tournament is like how long? 15 days from now.
Yeah,
About
the 20th.
15,
Yeah, sign
14,
up.
15 days, 16, 15 days.
And another thing, when you sign up early, most of the time you get the early registration.
Yeah.
You get some discounts, save money.
I like it.
Like everybody like
Yeah.
discount, man. Like every time I can, I'm like, give me a discount, please.
Yeah. And as nervous as you are, you're always going to be happy you did it afterwards.
That's right.
You're going to be like, wow, that wasn't that bad.
I'm glad they did
Yeah.
it.
Whether you win or lose, you're not going to regret it.
Yeah.
And one thing I tell everybody, if they can, sign up to as many divisions as you can.
Yep.
Because even if you don't want to make it, just don't make it. But
Yeah.
when you get there and you think that you had the opportunity to do it,
Do it. You're
and
there.
and then it was like, I didn't sign up, man. I wish I was competing.
Yeah.
That happened to one of my students last time. It's like,
Really?
JP, you told me I didn't sign up, and I really want to compete
Now I want
more.
to do the open class.
Yes.
Whatever.
And then next time,
Sorry.
like he registered for the whole thing that he could.
Hey,
Yeah.
one day in the
He learned
tournament,
from his mistake.
He learned from
yeah.
like, but I made a mistake before, and I told him, hey,
yeah,
just,
hey, one day in the tournament, I think it's like on Pennsylvania or Philly. I don't know. Philly? We did Philly. I
Philly.
did it at Philly.
Philly.
I traveled to Philly. Yeah, I think it's in Philly. The guy fight his video. He come to me like, hey, how much do I fight the open class? I'm like, you don't did it. You're signed up
You
before.
got to sign up.
I'm like, no, but I want to sign up now. I'm like, you can't. Sorry, man, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you just put my name. I pay you extra. I'm like, no, it's not about the money, man.
No,
you
this
can't do it. Sorry.
This is how it's
yeah.
done.
Next
Make an
time.
exception for one, you'll be doing it, and then
it's not
Yeah.
possible because
No.
otherwise the events are gonna be a chaos.
yeah,
Yeah.
We plan the event. If you don't plan your life, we do plan for you the event.
The
Yeah.
event.
You gotta plan out,
Yeah.
like can't be a
it
chaos.
makes it run smoother, and that's why you guys run.
And that's I have one thing to show. Can I show over here?
What,
The
wow,
new Brave
the new Brave gig. Good.
Oh,
coming out soon.
oh, nice.
Black on black.
Black on
Oh, that's
black.
nice.
Hey, let's do the giveaway for on this. When it's done here, what are you doing? We get all these names
Let's
comment.
do maybe in a month.
in a month.
Everybody that's let's take
Okay.
some time.
I like this.
But like, how
Like-
we go get the names?
Maybe we'll create we'll figure it out, guys, some way
But
to
let's
make Instagram
put giveaway
posts
on
they
this one.
like.
Yeah.
They have to like the post, follow
Be
on social
subscribe
media,
it.
subscribe
Okay.
and comment.
What's
Good,
the lead
good.
on it?
This is the 450.
450. Oh, that's a
This
nice.
key is beautiful.
It's my favorite now. Oh my god.
You have an inside, like a detail. I don't know if you guys all can see it, but black on black. Hey,
I
brave,
think, like,
brave
maybe if
black.
you do
Brave.
like these, you, yeah, kind of like.
on the back. Oh yeah, you guys.
Please, they can see
Look
the
at
color
this.
a little bit better.
Let us know what you guys think about it. And look, if you compete with this gi, 50% chance of winning because you're looking great.
looking
You're looking good. You
Sure.
you take it.
Yeah, like the patch on the back.
The
here,
patch on
like
the back.
Oh wow.
And the detail here on the
The
brave.
collection name is like Be Water.
Be water. Be water.
That's
Be
how you
water.
train with the worms. Be water.
Be brave. Be
Be
water.
water. Flow like water.
There's a
Ah.
Let me get the pants as well. I don't know if we should do a giveaway,
I
guys.
like the belt straps on that.
Yeah.
I always tell because everybody's like, when you have these, you just tie it and you shove it in there so they don't come untied as easily.
The
And
detail,
that pants I like a lot too, more than like the cotton
the
one.
back.
Oh, that I like. I like that little detail.
We want to see you rocking it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk to Brave guys and see if they get you rocking Brave.
I like the
Hey, we
brave.
can leave
I
this
like the
here
brave.
to remember about the giveaway. Let's do it. We should.
They come in a
People
fitted.
love.
I like my fitted geese.
Like women's size.
Like that.
Also, let me show you guys one thing. There's not allowed
That's
in the
nice
tournament.
rash.
This color of rash guard,
I like the short
but there's
sleeves, too.
yeah, this the be strong,
Under
be,
pressure.
be under pressure, be brave. That's the be
That's a
strong.
sharp looking. I like
They
yeah.
have an on rankings too.
The
That's
ranking.
important.
Yeah,
On
and
the
you can,
website you can find in the rankings like
And all
black
the
and
br-
white,
Yeah.
black and blue, black and
Ranked,
purple,
the rash
brown,
guards.
black.
and all the Brave products they can purchase at the PBJJF website, but they can also
Purchase
purchase
at
at
the
the
tournament.
tournament.
That's
Brave brings their store in every tournament, and they can purchase the and it look fresh.
It looks nice.
And
And
be re-
my daughter has one of the rash guards, and I see her wearing that a lot.
That's
So-
awesome. No,
Hey
that's
guys,
the-
Alisson ask here. What about Brave giveaway? Brave giveaway for the Powerhouse Women's Open Match.
Ooh, I like that idea.
We can
That,
Maybe.
that's a good
but they have
idea.
all to subscribe before. Come
yeah,
on.
subscribe
You gotta
to our channel,
subscribe.
please.
You gotta subscribe. Maybe we make that happen.
So subscribe and
Make sure
we can
subscribe.
possibly
Share
make
with
that happen.
everybody.
Then
Follow us
the
on social
good way
media.
maybe it's like we can do like a code and they can purchase on a website because the size now because sometimes you like bring you one gear
Yeah.
and like
It might
who's
not
weight
fit,
Yeah,
they're
fit
not
fit
fit.
everybody, yeah.
Maybe
We'll
we can do
look-
like
maybe
yeah,
we'll do that.
like let's talk to the Braves.
And one thing is, so we might do that. Maybe you follow me on my Instagram, JP Ferreira _BJJ Max
Gimenis BJJ.
BJJ. What is your Instagram?
Ann.Dempsey.
N.Dempsey.
76.
Follow PBJJF on Instagram as well, guys. There's a way of you get notifications that we might not get here on YouTube. So we put different notifications on,
Yeah.
and you see social media. You see different posts on.
So subscribe and
Yeah.
follow.
Subscribe, follow on Instagram. You know, don't forget it. And also, people are asking us to do seminars like the PBJJF podcast hosts, JP
Yeah.
and Max seminars.
I would like
Um,
that seminar.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
people are reaching out to us and they want to do like seminars. And guys, we're gonna look at our schedule. We might be opening some spots for seminars as well.
But the schedule now is crazy, but
This
definitely
schedule
we
is crazy.
can.
It'll be hard. If it's gonna be special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a school owner, you're interested, just email us. Send an email to professionaljujitsu@gmail.com, and we might see a possible date that we might be able to teach a seminar at your school, and that's the way to go.
And,
Thank
you, Go. Thanks so much.
Can I do a one shout?
Please, to everybody.
We got a seminar coming up at Bauer House May 10th. Jan Picapo. He was there
He's a
earlier.
beast, man.
Oh, he is.
He's a beast.
Yeah, phenomenal. He did a great seminar last time.
Nice.
Chris is having him back.
Cool.
So Wednesday, or I think it's Monday, May 10th.
May
I have to
10th.
look on the calendar.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Next week.
Yeah. So come out and see her. He's great.
I'm out. I think like Chris told me like for who's not from the school is like $50 something like that.
Yeah,
right?
for Vicente Jr., it's people from under them. It's free.
Yeah.
But I think
If for all the
show
school,
up, it's
that's cheap for
That's
like
very
a
cheap.
$7
Yeah,
high
it
level.
Good
Yeah.
seminar.
It is.
I've been
He
to
just get double gold on
He did?
Chicago. I saw. I follow him on Instagram. We friend. We talk
yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
Maybe he comes
On a podcast.
on
I'll
the
talk to him.
podcast.
It would be great.
hit him up. See
Yeah.
if he can. Hopefully he can.
He's like
He-
a small guy. Who's
Tough.
like a
He's,
strong,
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
strong,
Yeah,
and
he's,
fast. My God.
Crazy. I mean, I roll.
I don't want to fight with that kid.
So one question we have: who would you like to see sitting here? Who would be your dream person to be here and watching them with us here
It would be my dream person.
from jiu-jitsu, off jiu-jitsu,
Jiu-jitsu.
or outside? of
Any
jiu-jitsu,
person, any person can be off jiu-jitsu.
That's a loaded question.
I have two. I want Joe Rogan and Hansel Grace. That's my
Joe
favorite.
That's yours.
Yeah,
Joe
maybe
Rogan.
both together would be crazy. I would go like, ah!
Joe Hogan, Hanzo, and Hickson.
Hickson. That's like
Hickson,
that's a trio. Oh
If
man.
it that happened-
Jocko.
Yeah, Jocko.
Jocko. I mean, I after Louisa was I liked it. I wish
Nice.
she would be great to be in here. I mean, all the greats. I'm looking at all the competitors that I watch, and I know there's more out there, and I'm missing. But her, I'm probably gonna mess up her name. Nathalie.
Nath Jesus.
Thank you,
Natalie.
Natalie. I
Natalie.
would. She would be one that I would.
Natiele.
We want you here,
Yeah.
Louisa. We want you here.
Yeah.
Hey, we're bringing Daniel Grace in June.
wow.
Daniel Grace is coming to the podcast.
It would be awesome too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know you had Vicente and Chris there.
Vicente,
so-
you already had them, yeah. But they were coming
Yeah.
back. They will
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Tamira.
Hey, we got
Tamira
her.
Zakina is another one I would really
Oh,
like. And I've actually
Musamet's
met her. Yeah.
sister. Is
Yeah.
that her?
Tamira Zakina, Jennifer. I think
That Tamires is like
Tamires,
yeah.
Italo Lins.
She
I
was,
see.
She was I went to a seminar when I was my friends Bruno D'Souza and Molly Brown out in Arkansas. They have West Side BJJ.
Oh, Bruno,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
We love Bruno, our
I-
friends too.
We
Yeah.
might go there sometime.
Shout out for
That-
Bruno.
Shout out for
Tamires.
Bruno. Bruno's Pimenta's
yeah, I know I missed that. I wanted to go to that one.
brother-in-law,
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, he had
Poor
him out there.
Pimenta, man. He should get the better one.
But yeah, they had Tamira and her husband out there when I went out first several years ago, and I did a seminar with her. And she is just
Nice.
phenomenal.
She got a crazy
Super nice.
spider guard.
Yes, she
Crazy
did. She
one,
taught a
yeah.
spider guard seminar,
Cool.
and I still use the one suite.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't want to say, but we're talking to Mackenzie Dern.
Ooh,
Maybe
If
she
that happened,
comes.
would be great
oh,
to
that
see.
would be awesome.
So
Yeah,
Be awesome.
have all my
Be
ladies tune
Yeah.
into that one.
Yeah.
Talita came and she told
Talita.
about
Yeah.
and then we started,
Yeah.
chatting.
Oh, you
Maybe
need to get more.
Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
She's
Let
like
us know
the-
if you guys would like that.
I
I
got a
think she's
thumbs
the,
up for that
the
one.
best jiu-jitsu woman representing in MMA
It'd be
today.
cool having her and her dad here. at
Oh
the
my
same
God.
time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bam M's in Joey.
I want to go here too.
Yeah.
That's the best video ever.
That'd be awesome. And let us know who you guys would like to see at PBJJF Podcast. You know, I think there's a lot of opportunity, like actors that train jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like there's many other people that we see that as a possibility.
Yeah, I think
you know?
competitors when
Yeah,
I think of it, but I know
competitors,
there's a ton of them out there.
anybody that
yeah,
you like. You know.
yeah.
If at some point, you know, Joe Rogan, when you're watching it, bring us your podcast or come into our podcast.
Hey,
If you're seeing, if you guys message Joe Rogan, hey, you gotta bring JP and Max to your podcast, man. Those guys are trying to do some different stuff and some growing the jiu-jitsu, help to grow the jiu-jitsu in the East Coast, bring more, like, try to get to know what they're doing there. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear about us all over the world. We'll make it
Have them
happen.
come to the PBJJF
Come to the
tournament.
PBJJF
that would be
tournament.
huge.
Special
Huge.
guest.
Special guest.
Maybe we'll do the podcast with him at the
At the-
event.
oh my god, it'll be crazy. It'll
And
be
that's when you
crazy.
give out the gi. That's when you give out the gi.
That's I think that's one thing we could. And then we're gonna. The craze will be when we look back to those videos and like remember when we
Remember
talking
when
about.
we did
talk
that?
about this
Remember
crazy
when-
things,
because
bro.
we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, man, remember those times when we were thinking about this and
Yeah.
now it's
And
happening?
now,
happen.
look how far we've
Mhm.
You
come.
know, like
Yeah.
I really believe like those things are going to happen somehow.
They will.
And
We're
one
gonna
point
connect
will happen.
the universe, attraction, law of attraction. Joe Rogan, random gonna be in someone's house and they
Bring
like,
these
"Man,
crazy guys
those
there,
talk
please."
about being on your show
They
all
love
the
you.
time.
Yeah, he'll make
Like-
mention of it.
Yeah, because I say that because he's one of the largest positive representation of jiu-jitsu. I see so many people coming to
Hey,
jiu-jitsu because of him.
yesterday I got a trial. They come by Jaco, but like I feel like
Jaco,
they both
both,
is the
Jaco,
bigger
really.
represent that. And that kid, man, he told like, man, I built like in a conference, year conference with the Jaco somewhere, and at the end they have like a jiu-jitsu presentation, and I get in love. And now I need to figure out the school to train it, and I come to here, you guys close to my house. I'm like, oh, perfect.
That's
Did a
awesome.
trial. He boom, sign up. He sign up when they come by Rock or Joe Rogan. That's the easy ones.
No, like it's crazy how
Jocko, Joe Rogan.
yeah, and we
You know our
have
nicknames? No, you don't know our nicknames? Tell her.
All right, I gotta hear
Max Rogan and Jay Jack.
this. The dynamic duo.
We don't break them, we'll become law of attraction.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's it might happen. It was somebody somewhere will be like, man, you gotta bring those guys in. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, man.
What are you doing, Joe? Bring those Brazilian guys. They don't even speak English, and they are doing a podcast. They're messing up all the world. They're almost been canceling all the time.
Hey, I've understood everything that you've said.
Thank
And
you.
the
You
thing-
make, you
so,
make
hey,
my day better.
And sometimes when we get bigger, we might be canceled because of the Portuguese translation. Because sometimes we translate something in English
Yeah.
that is normal in Brazil. We want to say something,
Yeah.
and if when you translate, that doesn't
doesn't
translate
translate.
well. You know, like,
Yeah. It's
You're like,
time to
no,
hit.
that's
we
not
don't
what I
try
meant.
to do anything like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes translation can mess up because we're still
Yeah.
learning. You know,
Yeah.
But you
it's
know,
always gonna be hard.
we did your first Portuguese podcast with Thalita now, and I'm more scared to talk crazy things in Portuguese than in English because I think more to speak in English. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In Portuguese, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah.
You don't have to think much.
I'm like
Just
so
go.
scared. I'm like, hey, be careful, Max, please, or don't talk about it.
Because
But
you
like,
got Twitch.
yeah, but like for you, like I don't have much block to like, I don't want to talk about this or that.
Yeah.
Just try be Max it, but
You're
I hope I don't hurt nobody with my words. You know what I mean? But
Oh, there's always somebody that
Yeah.
You can always offend somebody, but that's. You
but
just
if
be
we,
yourself.
I told him like if you try to be like this, not gonna be us, and that people
Then
are not
it's
gonna
not
join.
real. You
We
want
should
real.
be real, but like
Yeah.
always try respect everyone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Be
But
respectful, but be real. Be
Yeah.
yourself.
That's
Yeah.
the goal. That's the way.
that's the goals. Hey, beautiful time
That was
here
great.
today.
It was
Thank
awesome.
you guys.
I
very
hope you
much.
enjoyed it.
I
you
had
know?
a great time.
I hope
Thank
you
you
enjoyed
very
it.
much for
I
having
really,
me.
Sorry, hold you here all this time. We
No.
talk too much.
No, I love
Hey,
it.
we could go on and on.
Yeah.
Like on
We could.
Saturday, no,
It's Friday.
Monday,
Friday.
on Monday.
Monday.
We were here until like we finished the podcast at 2 a.m. and we're still hanging out here until
For
like
1
3.
hour.
After Talita, you know,
And next
her
day wake up
podcast.
like 6
The
a.m.
next day, back again. You know, we're trying to push the pace. So really, like I think we believe that's the time. Like we gotta push the pace. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Let's do it until have energy.
Yeah,
We're
we
still
are
kinda
young now. We
enough to
should do
go
now.
and do it.
Do it
and
while
like
you can.
prepare,
Do
you
it
know,
now.
the
Yeah.
in a way where maybe like other people can help. More people can help us and
Yeah.
Yeah.
blow.
Well,
blow
you're
it
doing
up.
a great job of it. I mean, it's grown from where you started. I remember starting to hear about it, and now it's like that tournament. It's ranking up there. I can't say it, but it's ranking up with one of the other above.
You
one
can
of the
say, you
other-
can say, hey, we're all, like a lot of people inspired us to
Yeah.
do what we do, and we
Yeah.
try to look what maybe they're doing positive. Like, man, maybe we should do this as
Should
well.
do,
you know?
no,
Like
yeah.
jiu-jitsu, you gotta improve.
Yeah, you always got to push yourself to get better. You're never at that, top tier.
You never gonna be.
And if you feel like you're at that top tier,
Something's wrong.
yes, yeah,
And whoever's there don't think they are, you know.
No.
Like, they're like, oh, man, I gotta keep training.
You
Go.
got-
Have to
keep
work
training.
hard.
But no, you guys are doing a great job. Kudos to you. I loved being here.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hey, this is the first of many times,
Yeah.
and that means you gotta come back.
I
So
do.
Yeah.
you
I
have
a nice coffee mug.
nice coffee mug, and every season we change the model. That
Well, then
means
I
we
gotta come back
we gotta come
together.
back and
Yeah,
get
definitely.
another.
Absolutely.
And there's a special mug for special people.
Special
If
people,
you have
special
this
mug.
mug,
You
you're
know you are special for us. I want to do like dirt.
And you're all very special as well watching us, guys. There's so many people very supportive out there. They're like they stay on the podcast from minute one to the end. You know,
Yeah.
like it's impressive. So how engaging they're getting with the podcast.
When you're passionate about something, and it's something that you're really focused, it means something to you. It makes a huge difference. It makes you want to engage more.
True. No, that's the way. And thank you guys for being out there with us. All the Powerhouse,
you.
a lot of
Powerhouse ladies,
ladies.
Yeah.
powerhouse people.
Thank you.
Then
We're
take
looking
your
forward to
Go.
see you guys on August
August 13th.
13th.
Women's is basically 12:30 to 3, and the regular open mat starts at 11 for co-ed. So
And-
come out.
We will go there. We will be there for sure. We will
Guys
get
are
out to
coming.
like do like a vlog. If
We'll do the vlog. So we might roll with the. Can we roll with the women? Are they going to beat us up?
Absolutely.
Hey, be nice to us, please. Be nice to us.
They're gonna work on their technique.
Looking forward to seeing you guys soon, and
Thank you.
see you at the next PBJJF.
May 20th,
Tournament.
guys. Sign up.
Let's
May
go.
20th,
Sign up.
PBJJF.
Awesome.
What's up?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.